Ferromontress. Now that time, Incendiate was playing Geralt. He ended up losing. This time he's going with X. Honestly, probably the better pick against a character like Zoslomo, being able to overwhelm him. See how it goes.
He's starting off huge, big people hit on that 60 speed.
How's that?
Oh man, Incendiate already being pretty aggressive here, even trying to challenge, gets a fantastic clash, being very, very aggressive right away.
Okay. Wake up there, gets first grab, GI bait, nice stuff on Incendiate.
Yeah, kind of wish there was an actual punish there on the GI bait. Always a little bit more difficult online to pull something like that off than anything else. And honestly, very risky if you think about it, seeing as how Ferromontress was teching back and was at the ring edge. I mean, a 3AB and it would have been over.
That I-10 AA, but nice timing from Ferromontress with the counter hit, but unfortunately not able to get much momentum off of it.
Yeah, Ferromontress seems to be having a tough time trying to figure out what to do with the moment. He's getting kind of a little bit lost in his buttons, maybe getting a few dead inputs, not really sure. He might just be cold overall. Nah, I will never stop being amazed by that super tech crouch.
Nice. Okay, nice.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, that guts bonus is gonna be more than enough.
I wouldn't even
earlier. Yeah, off the 3K earlier, I didn't see Ferromontress go for the 6K to get the curse proc. He went for AA instead. I'm not too sure why you would want to do that specifically. I feel like it's almost always better to get that curse.
I'd be willing to bet the reason that he might have been a bit worried about the range disparity. There are times where the 6K won't necessarily combo, and then the AA is the way to go. Maybe it does more damage, I'm not 100% on that. But yes, all intents and purposes, I would agree. It's almost definitely better to get the curse there each and every time.
Like that was a nice clean round from Ferromontress.
Alright, lots of meter on Xianghua's side. It's always important to note that you very rarely have to worry about a soul charge from Xianghua. It's really more about the fact that she has the best super in the game. So in a situation like this, you kind of want to make sure that you can get some level of momentum so that maybe you... Well, I was trying
like the worst case scenario for Ferromontress now. Incendiate 2 bars of meter and didn't have to use a single one to cash that out. This is going to be really difficult for Ferromontress because any mistake minus 12 or greater is going to eat a huge amount of damage into a great wake-up situation for Incendiate.
Yeah, definitely the best plan of action is to try and get a lead early, because really, like, the big mistake that can happen is really when you have to be worried about that is when you're in yellow light. There are so many whiff GIs on Ferromontress' part. He just does not have the kind of timing that he needs. Now, he does have the timing offensively. He's able to get him into yellow light right away, so he's dead to a counter super. This isn't even going to need it, and gets, presumably, the full max damage, and that's why he's going with the AA.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Incendiate use his meter. He got some key whip punishes, like even off those GI baits. He wasn't able to get exactly what he wanted to do, but you know, shades of that older Incendiate online, trying to go for things like full charge 3A and other options to go for whip punishes instead of something that's going to be equally as easy and lead to way more damage in those types of last round situations. Like, you might as well spend at least 1 bar, get that knockdown, get him to at least half life, and then go from there. But maybe he wanted to close it out a different way, I guess. But
yeah, I think that just really has to go back to the Poison Chalice aspect of Xianghua meter, because again, it's very rare. I mean, Incendiate uses it from time to time, but the Soul Charge is considered one of, if not the weakest Soul Charges on the roster, and most Xianghua players like to try and keep that meter in the pocket for minus 12 situations and easy whiff situations. But if that doesn't really present itself to you, you find that there are a lot of Xianghua players who are not particularly great with their meter management.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I think that in those situations, you definitely want to get that. But let's see how he does in game number 2 here. Already off to a slightly lead. Doesn't get the wall conversion, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is a solid difference in stage for Incendiate. We have much less room for Ferromontress to run around, and I think that Xianghua is significantly better with regards to wall pressure and wall combos. So I'm sure that Incendiate is very happy to see. He's also very happy to see that lethal hit, and that's going to give him the first round.
Yep, solid amount of meter, almost at a full bar.
Battle 2. Fight.
Counter window, Ferromontress go for the knockdown situation. Too much off of it.
Playing very hesitantly from both players. Seems like we're just doing an endless amount of counter hit fishing.
Hey, oh, nice. The string extension. Wall combo situation, nice. Doing a decent amount of damage. Xianghua, not really known for her wall damage too much.
Yeah, she just has a handful of spots that are just absolutely unscaled hellness that comes from either wall combos or RE or GI catches. And other than that, she's typically a much lower damage character. Now, we do have a little bit of guard trouble going on for Incendiate side. Fantastic read on the 4-6B. Gets the sidestep. That's going to do it almost for sure. You get whatever you want and then some when it comes to a whip punish.
Yes, you do. You can literally do basically anything in the game is fast enough.
I think like it's like I-40. I think that if you sidestep it, you can get an I-40, and that's no exaggeration at all.
Yeah, great whip punish from Incendiate. You can definitely adding those whip punishes with the 6-3 to his toolkit ever since he started playing Geralt. I like to see him continue doing that in this section.
This game is all Incendiate. Every once in a while, Pheromontress gets this like fantastic dog punishment or something. Doesn't respect the bubble catch. Alright, you're almost dead to a CE, so it's very important that Pheromontress never make a mistake, and he doesn't. He doesn't make a mistake.
Spends that last bit of meter that he had, but almost got that other bar coming through. Getting that round and staying alive here is definitely important.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine not to be too much of a meter hog in a place like this, because it's always important to remember that when you have full meter, you're not building any more. So it's not necessarily you saving the meter as much as not building any additional in the first place. Not respecting these 3Bs. That's the second time that he's basically lost half life on this stage due to his, oh man, he's just being way too aggressive. He's getting caught way too many times, and he's dead. He's dead to his, no wait, I actually think he's dead to the Oki. Yeah, dead, but he's gonna have to make a hell of a guess right now.
Yep.
I guess low.
Yep,
Gets the GI. Does he soul charge? No, he goes with the CE. Okay, he's building up a curse. Zaz has a lot of damage, but again, he cannot make a single mistake. I don't think he's dead to Crybaby yet, but this is a very tense situation for both players. Oh,
I got one curse. If he can get 2 curses, he can definitely make a situation where he just makes sense to make it safe.
Sure, he does the exact same thing, tries to bait it out, doesn't get anything, gets a grab.
Okay,
we're both dead to effectively 1 hit, but again, he can't whiff anything, he can't, no, you can't whiff anything. Incendiate very much is not going to be the kind of person who's just going to let those kinds of strings go. The anti-Zas is just simply too strong on Incendiate's side, probably due to the fact of its most recent loss at CEO to the same character.
Yeah, definitely gonna be telling in the back of his head, ducking that string isn't the easiest thing in the world, because it's kind of a fast move. He can opt to just not do the second follow-up, and there's also another option that he can go with there as well. So, but usually they do the AA because it's safe on block. If you
yeah, I also just find that there are a lot of situations where it's difficult to tell exactly what string Zas is throwing out. I guess it's not all that difficult for some players like Incendiate's caliber, but it can be very difficult because there's a lot of strings that Zas has that are basically just, I throw out the scythe and then I bring it back in. And that's really the only visual you get.
And the most common one would be 3A, and it's series that it has after very similar looking moves. It's just one's a mid, one's a high.
Hey, this is kind of the first instance we've gotten to see the big Zas damage, and honestly, that wasn't even the max damage he could have gotten there. It looks like he actually shortened that for the Oki. If you want to talk about big damage, he's not going to get a ring up, but awfully close to it. Good corner pressure.
Ooh, I like to throw attempts there.
Oh, you're done. Yeah, these awkwardly timed 3Bs at a range where Zas is just going to simply be unable to punish such a thing is going to be very frustrating to deal with. Okay, doesn't actually sidestep the 3AB hold. That's an important piece of anti-Zas tech that doesn't look like Incendiate has been able to show yet. Gets a good amount of guard damage. We haven't necessarily seen him utilize heavy guard damage on Zas' side. I guess Incendiate just doesn't really block all that often.
Okay, Soul Charge coming through from okay, gets him with the Hadouken. Yeah, on block.
Fireball with punishment. Man,
I don't like how Pheromontress is spending his curses in certain situations. Like he's.
Yeah, imagine he had held that initial curse at the end of the last game. What kind of opportunities he could have potentially gotten. He kind of used it immediately just to use these as well. And that's a pretty precious commodity. He had to spend Soul Charge for that, and this is very scary. Okay, there we go. It was still honestly pretty scary on Zas' side. If he got hit by an AA, he was dead to, again, the CE. And now he has no meter to compete against Jordan's full bar.
Yep, okay, he gets punished immediately. Still hasn't been a counter hit. I got him on a string or something.
Nice step there. Oh man, these 4-6Bs have been 100% failure so far. I can't imagine that he's gotten a single one. I think, did he just get a 4-6B, or was that just a crouch? Either way, I think he's dead to the Oki here.
Yep.
Is he just straight up dead? Alright, never mind. Shut me right the hell up.
Yeah, no, I would definitely like if Pheromontress didn't just spend his curses, which is a super valuable resource, allows for like crazy burst damage from Zast, just on keeping moves safe. It's just kind of, I guess, like a poke in that situation. Like, Jordan has not been pressing buttons in these situations, like, at all, when he gets hurt.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to capitalize off of the fact that clearly Pheromontress gets that tech trap. He's trying to capitalize off of the fact that Pheromontress is clearly scared about potentially losing out to the Xianghua CE. So even though we haven't seen the Xianghua CE as a whiff punish / block punish really come into play here, the threat is so ever looming that it is clearly forcing Pheromontress into some tight spots that he doesn't want to do.
But he did get that one 4-6B first activation to do a huge damage situation, so able to tie it up. 2-2.
Full meter from both players. Remember how I said we don't really get to see Xianghua's Soul Charge all that often? One of the main reasons is because it goes down pretty quickly, and we're not even really going to see an opportunity. Okay, I don't think he's out of range, though. He's going to have to still block that. Plus on block into the very... Nothing? Oh, alright. I think he just went for, like, the wall hit there, which would have gotten him a huge amount of damage.
Oh, crap.
Double whiff into absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they're just sidestepping around each other. Kate gets with the horizontal.
Oh, he's dead. He died. No, he teched again. Oh man, that gives it to Pheromontress. That's 2-1, right?
Wow,
all
just
right,
like that, Pheromontress. I don't know why he teched there. He went for the tech trap last time.
That was the second time. He teched both times in the exact same spot.
Yes, he did. And Pheromontress taking it 2-1. I definitely think Incendiate could have done a bit better with some of his whiff punishment when he had meter. As you mentioned, that Soul Charge, Xianghua's Soul Charge doesn't really do anything. It's kind of just like she has some strings and her damage off like a couple combos goes up. It's nothing like crazy game changing like a.
No. And it's also just the fact that, like, unlike some other soul charges, maybe like Grows, where not only are your get-in and damage potential much higher, but also they buff the soul charge so that most of the soul charge moves don't really spend any of the soul charge meter. That's very much not the case for Xianghua. Every time that she uses, like, for instance, like an AAB or something like that, the soul charge meter just evaporates very, very quickly. So you really only get... One, you have to get in. Two, you just immediately have to start using your moves, and then it's gone. And it's really... you're kind of out like a light there.
Yeah, and taking damage does also deplete that, I believe, as well. So him trying to get in is going to be taking that soul charge bar down bit by bit.
We are supposed to have Lolo and Toothpaste after this, but Lolo is not answering, so we might have to go to the losers, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's great to see.
Yes, I
Lolo.
will. So I'm gonna go out to change some of the settings because they're asking me to lower the volume so they can hear you better and add the music. So let me do that right quick.
Okay, so I think in losers we have something like Okanan's Wrath versus Sly Tiger. And I believe one other match that I will figure out shortly.
The wait is battle 1. Fight.
I hope everything is okay like that.
Yeah, so recreating that lobby just to make sure there's no networking issues.
Yoshi 6 versus Noah is the other match in losers, so...
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, Okanan's Wrath versus Sly, I imagine that's primarily going to be Grow versus Totlam. Undoubtedly, there's no way that Sly is going to be playing a different character. Okanan's Wrath, every once in a while, does play a different character, but considering the fact that I'm not sure how up-to-date he is with all of his alts, I imagine it's going to be Grow versus Totlam the whole way. Now, Yoshi 6 versus Noah, that could be a slew of different characters. I mean, the defaults would be Yoshi versus Mina, but Yoshi 6 will play Mitsu 6 sometimes, play Nightmare 6 sometimes, Noah will play Mitsu as well. Man, imagine it ends up being a Mitsu mirror. That'd be hilarious.
That would be pretty funny. Noah definitely does play several characters to extremely high level. It was actually the first pick in the Buminati League tonight. So the first player for any captain to pick to be on their team was in fact Noah, and for reasons that are people may not fully understand, other than like his placements, he is a very unique player and can be difficult to fight against. I would say he can be very preemptive in some of his decisions, but that is an awkwardness that can be very beneficial in Soul Calibur.
It's a level of defense we frankly don't really get to see, especially from an online-only player. It is incredibly unique.
Yeah, definitely a player that kind of exploded during the pandemic of Soul Calibur.
Him and Kashi. Somebody else that we're not seeing in this stream, but two people who are often confused with each other quite often due to the fact that they both play the same array of different characters.
Yes. To a very high level. So like it's not like either of them is like worse with one of their characters. They're both quite adept with the characters that they have in common. Looks like Lolo is here though, so Lolo versus Toothpaste.
Yes.
What do you think character-wise with this one, Jay? Imagine we're going to see Huang from Toothpaste, one of the few Huang players rocking it out.
But to be honest, that is kind of difficult. I mean, I think Toothpaste would agree with me that in a lot of situations, he tends to get a lot of mileage off of the fact that Huang is, you know, we can still call him the most recent character that came out, even though it's been quite some time. But, I mean, the fact that the character is so complicated and there's not a lot of people who ended up playing him, it can be very difficult to try and get all of that information in your head for this one specific character matchup, right? But it's important to note that Lolo also played Huang when the game first came out, and he's kind of a lab rat. I imagine Toothpaste is not going to get the same mileage of Huang gimmicky, janky kind of stuff that Toothpaste typically gets. And in terms of the character that we're going to see, I always love to see Lolo Astaroth. We're probably not going to see it. Obviously, the default is Yoshi, but there's a slew of characters that Lolo plays now. Cassandra, I think, would be a solid bet. Yep. I see him play Mina every once in a while. In fact, I'm going to say, I'm just going to take a stab in the dark. I could be totally wrong. I think it's Huang versus Cassandra.
You got it. You
totally my god, I am so like if I was wrong about Toothpaste, I would have really been surprised. I would have blown a stack. But the fact that I also got Lolo, it's I really, I don't know. I think I deserve a medal. I think that yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure. Is your screen for commentary really tiny right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Cool.
I think I can make it work, though. I'm just going to get really close up to my screen. Here we go.
I can change.
Oh, so here.
Oh, thank you.
Aha, here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So, okay, Cassandra versus Huang. I imagine Toothpaste has a bit of experience with this, because I'd be willing to bet that Zefukai, another person who will alternatively play Cassandra from time to time in like a Wednesday Night Fights kind of competition, he'll play Cassandra, and so they've probably played against each other in that kind of scenario, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, I can see why it would be annoying for Huang, because he doesn't have a lot of plus frames.
Yeah, exactly.
Awful lot of things, and Cassandra having an I-10AA, no, it's not the best I-10AA in the game, but still, it's there.
But you also have AK, so that's, you know, a pretty solid thing, too.
Yeah, AK is also definitely really great. So, you know, in those situations where you're going to be matching against each other, that can be really difficult for Huang to get his turn in, alright, and take these, like, fake frame trap opportunities.
Man, both of these players are just GIing throughout all the different places that they can throughout their strings. Does he get a ring out here? Ooh, very close. No, that's not going to do it.
Air controllable. Like, you can rotate that thing 90 degrees. It's almost impossible to get rung out by that move.
Man, you see how much awkwardness that Lola was trying to put in once Cassandra's in Huang's face. I think that's good in time. No, it's not. Oh, that's a real shame. Seems like he was trying to set that up the whole time, but Huang's not exactly the fastest thing in the world.
No, not the fastest, but it would have been great for him to get that, because he would have been more plus on his talismans. Okay. Oh no, he drops the combo! That's so unfortunate. That would have been crazy damage. Nice duck on the throw, though, from Lolo, pressuring right now, making it so Huang can't move around at all.
Okay, first time that I think we've gotten to see Cassandra's Soul Charge, and that's basically going to be it. No, it's not! He got a 3A instead of the full combo!
Oh, that's horrible. This could be a big issue for him right now.
He was right, but he was wrong at the same time. I can't believe— no, he got it anyway! Oh my god. He was correct about doing the mid, but the mid has basically no range whatsoever. So Lolo ducked and it didn't matter anyway. He ended up getting the round, but he ended up having to spend additional talisman, so it's kind of a shame. Oh, trying real hard to get that reverse ring out. A little bit too easy to spot. Yeah, you don't have the positive talismans. Oh, he tried for it again, and you're going to end up losing because of it. So, like, yeah, that move is that Lolo's trying to use for the reverse ring out is safe and has a pretty generous hitbox, but it's not exactly the fastest thing in the world, so you're going to get clipped, and especially if you're in a reverse ring out position, chances are your opponent's in a ring out situation.
Yeah, just like that, right? And another thing to consider as well is that move does a crazy amount of like guard damage to yourself. So
yeah,
it wasn't a factor really at all, but it could have been something where like his guard was flashing on and off throughout that entire match. So definitely something to keep in mind going forward. But actually, you know what? Not going to matter at all because he's going to Seong Mina. Yeah,
I'm not surprised by this pick. These seem to be, at least in my experience so far with Lolo, because it always changes with the tides and the seasons, that Lolo's go-to is Cassandra, and then to switch to Mina. He tends to pick a variety of different characters. If he were to get to, like, a situation where we're looking at a 1-3, one of the finals matches, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see, like, even more characters than just 2 from Lolo in a single set. So, you know, so that we're far away from that. We'll see if that ends up being the case. And I imagine sometimes it's a little bit of a culture shock. The difference of like how you have to play against Cassandra versus how you have to play against Mina, pretty staunchly different. I can't think of 2 opposite characters, one of the fastest or one of like the slowest. Yeah. So it seems like Toothpaste is probably a little bit more in his comfort zone than he was before, honestly. Yeah, that's
definitely looking like it. You know, gonna get the first nice wall combo here. Doesn't spend too many talismans to get the first round, so
doesn't even need the trust ram. Yeah,
definitely a solid spot here to try and take this 2-0. Now, Lolo definitely a player that can make a lot of things happen with a lot of different characters, so you can never count his Mina out, but definitely looks like a comfort matchup for Toothpaste, as you were mentioning before, Dan.
I think it's just the fact that, like, maybe not necessarily with the character matchup, but with the fact of the style clash. Toothpaste is an incredibly aggressive type Huang player, very different than, say, Boom, who's the kind of on the other side of the spectrum. So the fact that Lolo has switched to a character whose block punishment is about as bad as it gets, short of, like, Nightmare, he is more than perfectly willing to just throw out strings, throw out stuff on whiff. That's a kill yet again, because if you get the armor on that, that's like basically half life. It's a crazy amount of damage. At -4 talismans, that's a chunk. Not the worst thing in the world. Okay then.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, gets the pick up again.
Have to be really worried about. Yeah, I was gonna say we do have to be worried about the reverse ring up from Huang now.
Okay, spending a lot of talismans. He's trying to make a comeback in this round and close it out right here. If he does not, this is going to be a really bad situation because you can be super negative and lose a lot of health next round.
A lot of health, a lot of meter as well, and that can be a pretty big deal. And I think that's death, honestly. That's deep yellow, so I think the amount of guts we have is going to make it very solidly 2-0 in Toothpaste's favor. Yes, it is. So, lightning quick.
That was a close one, but keep training. You've improved.
Oh, right, yeah, I totally forgot that Huang probably has unique dialogue for playing against Mina. I totally missed what he said, but I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like what he normally says.
Yeah, no, definitely a character lore thing. That's one great thing with Soul Calibur, is that the characters talk to each other mid-match and, like, post-game and everything.
At least sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, if they have, like, lore together, right? So, like, Siegfried and Nightmare.
Raph and Amy.
Yeah, Raph, Amy, like, you know, they're gonna say stuff. They got things to say. They got things to talk about.
Weirdly enough, probably my favorite line, and it's such a subtle thing, and it's probably not, like, that important, but you know how when Raph gets kills with his CE, he just says, with my sword I will forge a new world?
Yes.
He shouts it unless he does it to Amy, in which case he just confidently says it. And I like that change. I don't know. it's a very unique kind of thing where the line itself doesn't change, but the delivery is totally different, and I frankly feel like it kind of like sells a different message, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's like those little subtle things that make Soul Calibur a game that I like to talk about, and doesn't make me mad at all sometimes.
Devil's in the details.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we've got Yoshi 6 against Sly Tiger now. I'm just gonna go with Yoshi versus Talon. Talon for sure. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Okadan's Wrath. Okadan's Wrath, I'm basically gonna do the exact same thing. Talon for sure. Okadan's Wrath, I'm gonna go with Grow. If it's anything different, I'll be very surprised if Sly picks any character except Talon. But if Okadan's Wrath picks a different character other than Grow, it's not like the most surprising thing in the world. But yeah, okay.
Well, Okadan's Wrath does play Zas.
He plays Zas every once in a while. He plays a few different characters from time to time. It's true.
Yeah, so definitely could be options that I can see him picking. I know he did. He did play Zas in a few offline tournaments, like semi recently.
Oh, is that true? I guess I must have missed it. Oh, he also plays Huang. Every once in a while, he played Huang against me the last time that we ended up fighting online or offline.
Okay, awesome.
So he could do that. He could try to overwhelm Sly Tiger with stuff that he may not be aware of. Sly has perfectly reasonable amount of experience against Toothpaste. So again, I'd imagine it's going to be Talon against Grow. Okay. I'm not, going to pat myself on the back like I did for the last one, because I think this one was a little bit easier to read. But Talon versus Grow, both characters have seen massive improvements, and I think Talon is probably one of the best characters in the game. Grow is actually a playable character now, so, that's fun.
Okay. Immediately starting off with the lethal hit there.
The old 4-4B whiff into auto GI, yeah. Just immediately going away. The pressure and the overall speed typically, and evasion, is typically in Talon's favor. The auto GI, not normally something that we see very often, works on verticals only. The damage probably, well, at least the counter hit damage in Talon's favor, but stance pressure, mid-range, typically in Grow's favor. Both players play pretty aggressively, so I imagine, to be honest, I would pick this in Sly's favor, but Okadan's Wrath really proving me wrong as of late.
Okay, oh no, punish on the 3B.
Pretty important punish for Talon on top of things. 6k, one of the best high 12 punishes in the game.
Yeah, eventually it's Grow that that 3B does so much work for him. It's such a great tool. Okay, 2A, it's something.
Sure, but 6k's so good. Like I'm surprised Sly doesn't have this clocked. I mean, he's using it in neutral. I don't get it. I also kind of don't get that CE. Here we go.
You got. I guess you got a bar for a bar, but you didn't get anything.
Yeah, but the problem is, okay, it ended up working out. See, like. Yeah. I'm just a little bit worried about that CE, because the second he spent the CE, as you could tell, Okadan's Wrath immediately went into Soul Charge, right? Because he had nothing to fear. And there are few comeback makers better than Grow Soul Charge. And so it was a little bit risky in my opinion. It ended up working out, so hey, what do I know?
Quite likely, but just as I say that, he's gonna get clipped trying to do something. It's not
trying to
hard
backdash.
Yeah, it's not hard to kind of like counter hit Talon's approach usually, because she's kind of obvious with it. She has like a couple moves, which we saw one of them right there, but they're definitely slower on startup. But you can counter hit them pretty easily once they're coming in at you.
Yeah, the problem tends to be Talon's walk speed, which is like one of the fastest. And honestly, Grow's backstep is
pretty bad. It's
okay to bad. And honestly, if I'm Okadan's Wrath, like if I could give him like a piece of advice, it would be like, don't backstep against Talon. Like you're giving her the most counter hit damage in the universe, and you're really not getting that much reward. I think he's trying to like back up and do a 3B because it's not getting punished very heavily. You just can't necessarily do that just by backdashing. You have to create space with your attacks. You know what I mean?
Which Grow can definitely do, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like push you away and
sidestep automatically, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that was actually dead. That's minus 14. He could have gotten a BB. We'll see if Sly can make this comeback with no meter at all, though.
Ooh.
Okay then.
I interesting
Okadan's Wrath
choice.
was very intent on, like, I want to end this with 4-4 KA. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, a very interesting choice of move to, to get a whiff punish, but
hey, it ended up working out, but again, I do think that there are a few things that Sly can pick up on here. He's having a tough time trying to get in, and I think trying to be a little bit more subtle with it could be a bit better. And also, again, Okadan's Wrath is using that pretty bad backdash kind of a lot, so if he ends up in a situation where you can get that 6BB, suddenly it doesn't really matter how many times you get clipped trying to get in. That damage is really difficult to come back on. And I honestly kind of wish that Sly would use his meter a little bit better. We really only saw just 2 random CEs that didn't really work, that didn't accomplish anything that he was hoping for, and just kind of put him in a situation where he had to deal with gross soul charge. So I don't know. I feel like meter management could be a bit better, and trying to take advantage of Gro's poor movement choices could be a bit better.
yeah, no, definitely. Just sprints at him, waits a second, does a GI. Interesting way to start the round yet again.
Okadan's Wrath is really, like, playing against him is a very weird, surreal kind of situation. It's never a place where you are like, yeah, I understood why he chose that option over the other ones.
Definitely, from watching him, totally understand.
Yeah.
What you mean.
Like, look at that.
Okay.
Like, 4A, which is neutral, into cancel, into stance, into 3B.
Yeah.
That's a very odd choice.
That's like an I-40 mix-up.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, so like I can't discredit him, but...
Okay, Talon with a little bit of guard damage, not the worst thing in the world, and especially if you're going to get a jump A into a jump A.
Yeah, you know what? Interesting mix-up again.
Yeah.
I-40 mix-ups all day.
I think Sly can also probably rely on the idea that it's a good chance that Okadan's Wrath is going to mash in a lot of these stance situations. Seems to be his go-to. Trying to get that sidestep, not really going to work out there. Does get an RE, though.
Yeah, okay, does sidestep.
No! Talon recovers out of RE faster than most characters. He can't get the 4B lethal hit, but you could have gotten at least a BB, maybe a 3B.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I'd probably say most probably a 3B in a situation like that. Oh no, you go for the stab, don't get anything. Just like that, your life bar has just been obliterated. You have a little bit of soul charge left. Try to make something work. Oh, the 6K,
man.
Duff him right in the gut.
Just imagine if Okadan's Wrath had done a run-up 3B. He would have been dead. 3BB, that definitely would have killed. Catching that backdash, kind of like what I was talking about. Again, this counter hit damage is normally better than that. I don't know exactly what happened there, but here we are.
Club combos, they happen.
Ooh, no punish on the 4-4K. Talon probably has the best punish in the entire game on that. There's that punish we were looking for.
Yes, exactly. You want to see more of those 6Ks, it's a great punish tool.
Potential ring out capabilities here. Speaking of.
Yeah. Would you say that, like, okay, no, slide taking it here. Would you say Talon 6K is probably, like, the best you have it all of the time I-12 move? Like, for punishing and stuff?
To be honest, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because Zos can get a curse on, like, an I-12 punish. But especially with Gro 4-4K specifically, where he's in crouch at -12, yes. At that point, having a mid I-12, it's hard to beat. Oh, and also Taki. Taki's probably the best.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. He has the, what's the
just straight up. Right, he has been playing Ivy lately. Okay.
Choice here. I mean, I guess it makes sense in a, like, on paper kind of way. Ivy's probably, can keep Tom away, be really annoying to get in on.
I've had a lot of conversations about this with Incendiate. Incendiate's had a lot of success dealing with Sly in this matchup specifically, and he believes, and I can kind of understand where he's coming from, Ivy actually kind of dominates Talon, because even when Talon actually gets in, a lot of her options revolve around doing highs in her stance pressure, and no character in the game does more damage off of a wall rising punish than Ivy does. Her entire suite of wall rising and jump moves are fantastic against Talon, and she doesn't really have the ability to keep up in the damage for the most part. So you're, like, taking big risks all the time, when typically as Talon you're not really taking risks at all.
Exactly. Yeah, you get a good duck, you get a full charge 1B type thing, and then all of a sudden your health bar has been depleted and you're in a mix-up where you don't want to be. Or you got this option right here.
Yeah, here we go. Lots of meter, lots of damage. Has that bar, wants to spend it. I think that was supposed to be a CS, but didn't actually pull it out. Gets a good punish.
You know, threading the needle on that 6-6 A hold, definitely where you want to be on that spacing.
This is kind of what I was talking about, the wall rising A, catching the sidestep. All of the wall rising moves are going to be very difficult for Talon to try and deal with here. Fantastic sidestep, he gets nothing out of it. I think, again, he wanted the CS. Well, I think you die.
Yeah, you might be dead here.
Oh, I thought it was a ring out. Never mind. Here we go. What can you do with this, Okadan? No.
Oh, I tried to do something a little too early. The full charge, you got the
That
wind
forward
mode
step
activated.
Yeah, that's real tough stuff.
I think that move, when she has the wind activated, has more range as well.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, when you have the wind charmer kind of effect going on. Now, with all that stuff that I said about Ivy kind of dominating Talon, again, as far as I know, Okadan's Wrath is pretty new to Ivy. I don't think that's a ring out just yet. But you can definitely tell that there's a certain amount of overwhelming that Sly is actually doing as opposed to the other way around, as I described.
Yeah, and one mix up away here, 3K gonna take it and slide just like that. The Ivy pick didn't seem inherently like it wasn't working, per se. Like, obviously it didn't, but there was lots of things where it was looking good for Okadan's Wrath there, but I think it kind of came down to just some uncomfort and unfamiliarity with the character in a competitive environment.
Uncomfortability for sure. Uncomfortability with Talon specifically also seemed to be a little bit of a hot button situation there, and also there were definitely a handful of times where it was clear Okadan's Wrath was going for a command grab, and he got literally none of it. He got one regular grab and one I'm just standing here. And, you know, it really only takes 1 or 2 command grabs to change the flow of an entire set. So even though it seems like I'm kind of harping on one small thing, those kinds of things can, you know, butterfly effect into an entire gigantic thing.
Definitely can. Excited to see who we have coming up for our next match. Who we got in the bracket?
We have Noah versus Yoshimitsu.
Noah versus Yoshimitsu 6. Okay, cool.
Really difficult to tell which characters are going to be coming up here. Default would be Yoshi versus Mina, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a variety of other characters.
I've heard, you know, some people think that Mitsu does pretty well against Yoshimitsu.
Yes, I have in fact heard that from all the Yoshimitsu players. And I can kind of see it, because they're very similar characters in a lot of different ways, except Mitsu also has this fantastic backdash that is just perfect enough to where Yoshi has a very tough time getting in. And on top of it, Yoshi, outside of wall combos and outside of ring outs, isn't necessarily the most damaging character in the game, at least not in terms of like when you're repeating mix-ups over and over again, and it gives Mitsu a lot of opportunities to get 2-2A, 3B, wall rising B, all this kind of stuff that are these heavy. It's very similar to kind of what I was talking about in regards to Ivy versus Talon, where Yoshi has to constantly dance around a giant who, at any point, if they're correct once, can do such a huge amount of damage that it's like this big comeback makes it very difficult. So, again, Yoshi 6 could pull out his own Mitsu. Yoshi 6 could pull out Nightmare.
Yes.
Characters that I think probably do A-okay against Mitsu, but then also Noah has a Waldo. So this could really go either way. If we end up having the same 2 characters for the entire set, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, definitely a lot of counter picking that's come along since Soul Calibur 6 has been aging. I feel like earlier on in its life cycle, you didn't see that as much with as many people. You had a few outliers that would switch characters based on certain matchups or how they were feeling. But most people didn't do that. Now, as the game is evolving, we're seeing that much more, but we are getting the default of their 2 mains. But
yeah, I think that has to do with the fact that like, you know, the game is significantly more balanced, especially since the game first came out.
Oh,
and so every character is massively viable.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's just the fact that the game has been out for so long, everybody kind of got bored with their own characters and decided to learn like the counter matchups. This is the kind of thing that you tend to see when a game has been out for a significant amount of time. We have the time to learn whole characters specifically for specific matchups.
Yes, we do. Okay, Dice gets a 60 plus B.
Already kind of has to deal with the wall pressure. Fantastic 4-4-B. That's going to be a huge amount of damage and push him out of the corner, so he has all the room to roam around. Fantastic sidestep on the kick, too. Kind of testing each other's counterplay here.
Oh no, pressing buttons into the extension on the spring.
Oh man, try to GI the third hit of the BB. Just kind of assumed that it was going to happen, but the full crouch 1K is going to take it.
Yep.
Kind of a slobber knocker back and forth at the beginning.
Yeah, that full charge 1K definitely one of the best lows in the entire game, especially when she uses the soul charge. It's like equivalent to like a Mishima hell sweep in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like its function.
Gets even more irritating in soul charge. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it gets safer, it does more damage, it has a mix-up on block, it's crazy.
So it's like a level of evasion that's also very frustrating to deal with. But it is massively punishable if you end up blocking it, and so that's going to be a pretty big deal. Decides to back off, I can respect it.
Okay, nice. Commit 6, tying it up there.
Lots of meter on Noah's side.
Yeah,
I feel like it's probably best to spend it immediately.
Yeah, Mina having one of, if not the best soul charge in the whole game.
In my opinion, it's the best for sure. But it's also just the fact that, like, you don't want to deal with Yoshi's 2-bar lethal hits as well.
No. Okay, soul charge, knocks it down, gets the splat.
That honestly really sucked for Noah. He just happened to be hopping and got the splat. And honestly, that accidental hop in the soul charge might have killed his entire round. Because the second that Yoshi gets that, that splat on the soul charge, I don't know, man. I don't see how you beat that character.
No, you're basically just in a 50-50 at that point.
Endlessly.
Yeah, like, it's such a one in his favor.
Who I like. So one of the main weaknesses to Mina's soul charge is the fact that you can kind of like put yourself in the air, and it makes it very difficult for the character to try and instill that level of aggressive 50-50. So you can kind of see sometimes you're seeing Yoshi 6 intentionally putting himself in the air to mitigate Noah's ability to make a comeback.
Okay, nice larger than K punishment. Goes in for the sweep of his own. Into the knockdown, stealing a bit of meter, but a 5K run counter. What a great choice of buttons for Noah.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what Yoshi would have done in that spot. I mean, chances are he's not going to go for a BB, right? You don't want to get you don't want to deal with Mina sidestep in that spot. Okay, it has to be the first person to spend bar. This is actually kind of a Noah needs to make some hay out of this situation. I don't know if he's going to be able to.
He tries to press the 6-6 AA, but does not get anything out of it. Gets counter hit, and just like that, his life bar is depleting. He is one mix-up away after this. And he twitch ducks into the 6A plus B. Yoshi Mitsu 6.
So you remember how, like, that whole time we were talking about how Mina Soul Charge is, like, one of the craziest, probably best Soul Charges in the game, and we didn't talk about Yoshi's at all. And Yoshi's Soul Charge won him 2 full rounds out of 3.
I mean, to be fair, Yoshimitsu's is also one of the craziest, best Soul Charges in the entire game.
Yeah, it's one of those where I think that, like, unlike Mina's, you do have to get in, but if you do get in off of a soul attack, or you get in off of just, like, a Soul Charge splat, then, yeah, I don't really know how you beat it. Now, I'm honestly pretty surprised that we didn't see a Mitsu change. I've seen Noah do this before, I'm almost sure of it. So I'm surprised he decided to pick with stay with Mina here.
I guess, like, he didn't, like, badly or anything. It was a pretty close game.
No, he didn't.
It's just a comfort thing for him. Maybe he wants to rock it out with the Mina. He's just feeling that today.
Ooh, ends up getting the counter hit, okay. Or not counter hit, the fully spaced tip range.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to explain. I knew you knew, but... Okay,
not
here we
go. Has the wall pressure, but gets the block on the attack.
Man, Noah's pressure, just as long as Yoshi 6 isn't in Soul Charge, he has been correct about almost every piece of pressure. It's crazy.
Okay, just a meter build on the hold version, but the 3K counter hit, trading counter hits there.
Just throwing out defensive option after defensive option. You just really don't see this on any other Mina player than Noah. It's so unique. And it's honestly one of the only ways that I find Mina interesting to watch at all.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Nice 5K for the punish again. Using moves like 5K, you don't really see other Mina players use her 5K at all. Most of them just kind of get into like a 2A trap where they just only use that one. Nice block punishment on the sweep again. You know, Lars would be into the knockdown situation. And again, he tries to sidestep the A follow-up.
It's one of the first times we've actually seen Noah use the 2A. It's kind of funny because I would consider Mina's 2A to be one of the better tools that she has at her disposal. And he just uses it so rarely, kind of showing how unique Noah is yet again. Kind of surprised he isn't trying to use meter to get out of this position, but I guess he's totally comfortable and doesn't have to worry about it at all.
Soul charge totally ticking down. Another soul charge coming through. Now he's gonna have 2 bars. If he gets in an uncomfortable situation, he can just pop it just like this, basically, and get that
I
knock
totally
away.
respect this decision. Even if it doesn't necessarily work out and somehow Yoshi6 gets a magical comeback, which it looks like he's not going to at all. Guessed correctly on the low into a full counterplay with the auto GI. Quick resetting.
Yeah, and you basically need to auto GI in that situation to get like any kind of punish, because he will just fly up into the air afterwards. In soul charge.
Okay, we are about as far away from each other as humanly possible. Noah, I imagine, is absolutely giddy to see a stage like this. He doesn't have to worry about wall combos, really. He doesn't have to worry about ring outs at all. This is probably the most anti-Yoshi stage we have, even though it's not even that bad for Yoshi.
You know, like, on paper, you'd think it would be kind of bad for Yoshi because it's big, but...
Yeah, but he's got a great
walls.
backstep, so, like, you know, he can play it lame if he really wants to. Maybe not this matchup specifically, which is kind of the issue here.
You know, okay, nice wave punish there with the 4K.
Ooh, okay, gets the counterplay there. Another fantastic block from Noah. I don't understand how he pulls this off. He has a full bar if he wants to use it. Maybe he doesn't even need to. He's gonna get the full 4A, except not the actual combo. He's got a bar and a half now. I think you spend it.
Yeah, definitely could be a spendable situation if he gets it, but the disrespect on those negative frames just goes for the avoiding the puddle. Wow.
Yeah, I can totally see it. I mean, disrespecting on frames is kind of what you have to do against Mina. See, I don't know, man. I mean, you spend it here, but I feel like if you made the meter in one round, you should feel totally comfortable spending it in the same round. And he could have, you know, not been trying to spend the meter just to get back to where he was, you know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to make a comeback here as opposed to being proactive with this meter, which he could have been doing before. But it ends up working out.
He is like 9 out of 10 on these hell sweeps.
I know, it's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Again, as long as Yoshi6 is not in Soul Charge, Noah is like 100% on his defense. Anytime you try to make a proactive offense against this guy when he's playing Mina, I don't know, man. I don't get how people make it work. Some sort of voodoo. Now, okay, this is very scary indeed. This is... He doesn't get his auto GI like he tried to before, though!
I think he was just a little bit too late on it in that situation.
Oh, gets the frame trap there. And finally, it's been one of like the only... Both of these players are just kind of like shoving their hell sweeps at each other to such a degree, and I think that's the first time that we've seen Noah bait him into thinking that the hell sweep was coming into a wall rising B instead.
Yeah, it's great because it's a full crouch sweep for both these characters, so they do crouch first, so you can get like a visual confirmation of them crouching, and that can trigger people to duck, which is pretty cool. It can also just be a timing thing.
They also both have fantastic ways of punishing people who are looking at the crouch and are assuming that the hell sweep is coming. It'd be very frustrating. Mina soul charge yet again, double soul charge now.
Nice whip punish with that 6A, hitting him on the ground rolling as well. Oh no, this is gonna be bad for Yoshimitsu 6. Gets nothing out of his soul charge.
Wow, man, just plucking him out of the sky over and over again. Something else that I kind of noticed, there were a few times that Mina ended up having her wall rising B blocked. I don't think it was ever punished. Yoshi is one of the few characters who can in fact punish it.
Yeah, I guess getting use that I-10AA. You can also spend that bar afterwards to keep his turn in a little bit more advantageous position.
Yeah, it's possible he decided he didn't. Yoshi6 didn't want to punish it because again, AA then kind of spaces Mina out, and you're at -4, so it's not like you get to like retake your turn or whatever. But I don't know. I can see it either way, I guess is my point.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a deterrent, right? Like even if you are -4, which we talked about earlier, being -4 against Mina in that matchup, not really a big deal. She's kind of locked into doing 2A or 5K for the most part. So that -4 is not a huge issue for Yoshimitsu 6 or Yoshimitsu in general, just because of the slowness of Mina.
Okay, looks like we've got Incendiate versus Sly Tiger this time around. This is a matchup we've seen quite a lot. I imagine unless Incendiate's doing one of those things where he's just decided to stick to a particular character during the tournament, in which case we're going to see Zhanghua. I imagine it's going to be Talon versus Ivy. We're going to see kind of the exemplification of what I was talking about before, where Incendiate feels overwhelmingly confident that Ivy does very well against Talon, and he has quite a record against Sly Tiger on top of things. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely going to be the favorite coming into this one. You mentioned before, Ivy, this probably going to see that, I would imagine.
Just so many of those defensive options that Ivy has. 2-1-4B, not so much, but also 4-4B, Wall Rising B, Full Crouch 1B, 2-2A. All of these things are just this constant gambit that the characters have to, or that Talon has to kind of dance around. And even when Talon is right, it's not like she's getting a bucket of damage. It's not compared to what Ivy's going to get if she's right. So Ivy is taking a risk each time, but unless there's a wall involved or a ring out potential, I don't really know. It's tough to keep up with the mathematics of it all.
Yep, but it looks like we're going to be getting into this one right here. We'll find out in just a second.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Probably best to take some time to also mention, I believe there is, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there is a Matcherino involved for this stream. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, we have a Matcherino and the coupons are gone.
The coupons are gone!
Yes.
I'm that good at talking about the Matcherino that the coupons have already evaporated. This is what professional commentary is like,
we didn't
everybody.
have to say anything. We
Just
didn't say or do a thing.
Our sheer oeuvre was
the people just know.
People know. When you think of JJJ and Zubaz combined, did you actually know that if you take the letters in JJJ and Zubaz and you switch them around, they get use the coupons in Matcherino?
That's crazy. I didn't know that, but I do believe it.
Yeah, everybody Zubaz is from Canada.
Yeah, we spell words different here.
We're gonna actually see the exact same stage that we saw Sly play against Olkadan's Wrath's Ivy. So again, very interested to see what the difference is going to be. Probably gonna actually see a lot more command grabs.
Yes. Incendiate very adept at getting those command grabs. Really good at hiding them as well.
You can kind of tell there's such a staunch difference on the level of defensive gameplay that Incendiate is going to pull out. I mean, we're talking about a really spectacular backdash. Olkadan's Wrath probably not used to a spectacular backdash. He looked like he was a Grow main. So that might sway his decision on playing Ivy a little bit more aggressively. Boy, what do you know?
Yep, into the mix-up situation afterwards.
Wait, was that a 6K?
That was a 6K. I think he whiff punished that.
That is so rude that he was able to beat the tech crouch on 6K with a CS. Incendiate, you're like a bad person. Boy, you want to talk about counterplay.
I think he whiff punished it.
That's so gross, though. I barely saw the animation on the 6K come out in the first place.
He either whiff punished it or he perfectly sidestepped it, one of the two.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was crazy.
That was
God, just catching him out of the air over and over again on top of things. I like how all the defensive options that I talked about, I didn't even talk about Ivy Lick. I don't think that's dead yet, but that's awfully close.
Yeah, not quite that.
No,
the
he's
damage
at
nerf
POV.
from years ago. There we go.
Should have used the meter, but I understand it's very difficult too, because it's not like if he uses a random CE there, it's like even if Incendiate gets hit by it, it's like fine, whatever. And if you just use your Soul Charge Burst, then Ivy's all the way over there, and you can't even really.
Oh, there's that 214B though, switching sides, getting the autocorrect.
Huge amount of guard damage on top of obviously half life. Yeah, see what I mean? Talon can't get in. Talon, every time she tries to use a stance to try and create a pressure the way she does on every other character in the game, Ivy has the most perfect options imaginable. It's almost as if Ivy was designed to be Talon. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the moves out of Wind Charmer are not going to have the range or be fast enough. Yeah.
Honestly,
the jump flip forward and the jump flip back. The jump flip back might not be Ivy Lick, but then
but then you're over there.
You're over there, and it's like, all right, cool. Well, now I'm where I wanted to be anyway. So it eliminates that entry option, and a lot of Talon's approach options involve her being in the air, actually. So
either being in the air or running up with a high. And so honestly, I think probably this is probably bad, but blocking with your face might be the way to go here, in the sense of instead of trying to jump forward and get Ivy Licked, assume that Incendiate is looking for the Ivy Lick and just dash forward and try to either beat out the Ivy Lick with your real fast walk speed into 6-6A, or you get hit by the Ivy Lick, but now you're in Ivy's face. and then you can potentially get pressure from there. Sly will probably laugh in my face if I tell him that the best way to go about this is to eat damage. So if he wants to do that, I'm willing to hear it, but that's the best I got, because that first game was convincing.
Definitely was. You can kind of stand in an in-between range, but that 6-6A will whiff, and CS won't hit you, and that can be a really good range to kind of like thread needles and get a whiff punish to get in as well, but it's a little bit more of a strategy that requires patience.
78 had the wall rising there, and it just didn't end up working out. Oh no, that's a huge amount of damage! Oh my god, that was over half of his remaining life. Okay, yes, the 2
enough. Yeah, patience. Sly Tiger does close it up. That could have been something crazy.
Well, you saw that there was that one instance where Talon was in the air, and he just happened to get like an A6, and the air hit gave him almost been like 80 damage or something real insane.
Crazy, yeah. Okay, there we go. Now he's in. Striking Needle should be really hard for Infinity to kind of do something here, but the Sly turn on the AA.
Oh, Sly, you lucky ducky. Gets a counter hit combo to boot. Ivy does have a bar. Incendiate wants to spend it. Would not be surprised if he decides not to. Oh man, it held the RE for a million years. Okay, but now Ivy can almost assuredly spend back.
Or he might just be saving it.
Kind of crazy to save it at this point, but I guess that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Red guard gauge to yellow guard gauge, going to go to just yellow, but this is looking kind of bad for Incendiate. I don't know how he's gonna... Okay, well, a run-up failed CS is not gonna be the way to try and figure it.
No, oh, the air hit again, not gonna be giving a full combo for Incendiate.
I guess he should just be doing, like, step duck Ivy lick instead of the wall rising moves that I was talking about before. They're just not really working out. There we go. Man, if Sly just spends 0 time in the air, he looks like he's doing fine. Just don't go in the air, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely a solid strategy. Okay, the parry. One hit away, and the 6K tracked him on the
side. Yeah, that was really weird. I can't believe that Sly decided to go back in the air for the end of that game. Like, boy, like the one thing that Incendiate has shown he has 100% dominance over is the anti-air. I don't know, man. I don't get it.
No. Oh,
Welcome to the
I wouldn't have expected it in a million years.
No. But maybe a stage switch here, maybe character switch. Definitely Incendiate player that will switch if he is not feeling comfortable with it.
I could see him going to X. I don't see any reason to. Still think that Ivy does perfectly reasonably. Yeah, it's fine. Either way, I wouldn't have been surprised. But I imagine we're not going to see too much of a difference in how Incendiate is going to play this. The fact of the matter is, if he just didn't get unlucky with those two, like the wall rising B and the full crouch 1B on the subsequent rounds, that's really all it would have taken, and who knows what would have happened in the match, you know? Has less room to walk around. So the problem is that Slime maybe has more wall damage opportunities, and Talon is definitely no schlub when it comes to that, so that could be very scary here.
Okay, nice with punish into a knockdown. Alright, now we're seeing these anti-airs come into play and getting some solid damage off of that.
Getting that wall rising K. Only needs a little bit more. Here we go. Oh, fantastic tech crouch. Gets a good amount of damage to boot. These command grabs are kind of not the way to go. You can kind of tell that Sly is even like trying to keep himself prepared with either tech crouches or just ducks. And so honestly, more mids would probably be the way to go for Jordan, I would think, for Incendiate, that is. Oh, is he dead? Oh, he's not dead yet. 10 seconds on the clock by the time this combo's over. He gets the mix, but it's not it! Oh my god. Sly is clutching this out. I mean, or is it Incendiate being anti-clutch? I can't tell what's going on.
It could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all Sly right now. Oh my god.
So many of these anti-airs are just not working out for Incendiate at all. It's just getting these air hits that aren't leading into anything.
Yeah, they're leading into like awkward hits, and unfortunately, when Ivy... Whoa! Okay. Yeah, nice Ivy lick yet again. Oh, tried to bait the crouch, exactly what I was talking about. It just didn't pan out. Now you have to worry about Talon CE. This is going to be... Oh, he decides to be dead. Okay, here we go. Here's the pressure. Gets it correct. Wow.
Hard spot to be in there, because it's like, is he going to finish the CE? Is he not going to finish the CE?
And then once he doesn't finish the CE, he just goes into a straight stance mix right afterwards for death. Okay.
He's been leading these rounds as well, but then Sly Tiger, once he gets in, he's able to just diminish his life lead entirely.
Oh no, is that really what Sly wanted? That seemed like an odd choice, but okay, here we go.
Oh,
Man.
I thought he was going to avoid it with this sidestep shuffle, but does
Dude,
not.
Sly is on top of things. That honestly, no,
Oh,
that's it. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that's run counter. Wow. When was the last time we saw Sly Tiger beat Incendiate? I apologize, Sly, if it's happened more times than I'm giving you credit for, but I could have sworn that Incendiate wins almost every time.
As far as I'm aware, and as far as I've seen, I've never seen him lose.
Yeah.
But
Impressive
I may not have. There's definitely a possibility that has happened, but still great stuff to someone that I would say more than often enough he loses to.
Okay, so we got Lolo and hold on, looking at the bracket. Nowo, yeah.
Lolo Nowo.
Yeah.
We've got... Oh man. When was the last time we saw these two guys play? Probably on like a Deus Ex Kylo or something like that. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always excited to see Lolo play again. He doesn't often play in some of the typical online competitions we have. Most of the Soul Calibur community has moved on to Parsec as of late. I don't believe that Lolo is too much of a fan of that.
Yeah, I think
hope I'm not
whatever,
putting words in his mouth, but...
Yeah. From what I remember the last time I had heard about it, for some reason his connection with the servers aren't the best for whatever reason.
Because it's location-based. I mean, he's in Mexico, so I'm not surprised. Like, the stuff that they use for Parsec servers is either in Southern California, which is probably better for him, or in New York. But that being said, I mean, I would have to check, but I'm pretty sure that his connection rivals the same kind of connections that we see with some other people. Like, you know, for NOBC, which uses the East Coast server in Virginia, that we have people who are participating from the UK. Like, Dan or I will play, Neon will play, Lionide, Dexus has shown up once or twice. And so they're able to play and do reasonably well. So it's really kind of a preference kind of thing. I think for some people, the connection hurts them more than other people. And trust me when I say I am fully aware of what it's like to be more affected by an internet connection than anyone else.
It is anyone's
Battle 1.
He definitely does change the pace and style of play. But hey, we got Mina versus Yoshimitsu yet again, but staunch different play styles. Staunchly different play styles.
Yeah, we also have Lolo has a lot more experience playing Mina, so probably is able to potentially expose her weaknesses a little bit more, because she is the kind of character that I feel is not necessarily well balanced and has to use relatively poor moves to cover some of the holes in her trajectories and her offense. And so I think that's a ring out, actually. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This character's unfair, dude.
Yeah, it's probably the best wall conversions in the entire game. I'd say that pretty confidently.
Okay, trying to keep him in check, but hasn't gotten a huge amount of damage out of it. Oh, okay. Fantastic auto-G out of there. Into the fantastic pickup. It's dead to like one more hit. Wow, he did like B6 and like read the GI? How are you gonna get out of this wall pressure though, Noel? You're dead, you died. No, you didn't. I'm sorry.
No, not the angle. Okay. The normal throw. Even sweet. This is gonna be enough.
Just not enough. There's literally no health there. Can imagine? Yes, I knew it. I knew Lolo was either going to literally neutral hop or try to do something that was going to get him in the air. So very good read by Noah to go with the 6A there.
Nice. Okay, I've never seen that combo conversion. Wow. Really cool.
Man, Yoshi has so much meter at his disposal. He's going to use it while Noah was on like the ring edge. Yeah, there's like no way to escape here. You basically just have to be right. And Noah is not right. He eats almost all of his health. He still doesn't have a bar to try and get out of it. So, God, that's so tough. I just really, like, even when you're right in some of those spots, you don't even really get a punish either. So, Noah's going to be using his meter immediately. He's going to have to come up with something pretty big just to come back into this game.
Be the start of it. Big
They got Half-Life. But see, this is the thing, is that now he's got guard pressure. Or, I mean, not guard pressure, he's got the wall pressure. That's the thing that's really killing Noah, is that the stage presence that Lolo is commanding him. It's very, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and all that life lead that he had gathered is basically just deleted entirely, but bar for bar. Gets the knock away, okay, the air hit, but doesn't get the full...
Oh, no! Didn't get the sidestep on that.
Well, alright then.
But okay, Noah had to spend both bars just to, like, come back in the round, right? So now he has no meter whatsoever, meaning the next time that Lolo is able to casually bring him towards the ring edge, just like he's doing right now, with a bar on top of things, how is Noah going to get out of this? He hasn't been able to get out of this spot yet. Well,
so far he's not getting out.
Yeah, that's Half-Life. No, you can't go with that string. Even Yoshi 6 was able to show you that. And you died. RE, also not really an option that works against your character in Soul Charge all that often.
Especially Yoshimitsu's in that situation. With one, he's got the unblockable. The K, I'm pretty sure, just gets him out of the way entirely.
Retold.
I think the A also breaks. It has the break attack at the end.
Yeah. Decided to stick with Mina. Maybe Noah was just doing the thing where he just like wants to play one character for the whole tournament. I can respect it.
Yeah. Pretty similar stage, other than the fact that it has ring outs, but there's lots of walls, which are going to be
kind of small.
More accessible ring out, I guess I would say. Yeah. Kind of small stage.
Yeah, at least in that one corner, you're just dealing with more than Half-Life ring outs rather than just like a full, or Half-Life wall combos rather than a full ring out. What a conversion! And catch, Lolo pressing buttons. Tried to get like some fantastic whip punish. It didn't end up panning out, but the rest of the round did. So Lolo taking it again. This is looking convincing. It just seems like it's not like Noah's playing badly. It's just that, like, the overall stage presence is very difficult for Noah to keep up with.
He has a knockdown here. Let's see how much he can go with it. Doesn't get right on his mix-up. Okay, look, I get the whip punch on the GI.
Oh, guess wrong on the string, and now you're all the way back here. How are you gonna get out?
Unfortunately, does not get wall hit, but this could be a bad spot for him either way.
Oh, a fantastic duck. This could solve... Oh, he doesn't get the full combo, but he does steal the bar. That's actually pretty important.
Yeah, that might be better if he can win this round.
This is
if he can win this round.
Fantastic punish that didn't kill for some reason. How did that not hit the wall? That was so weird, but anyway.
Yep, that was super weird. But hey, you know what? He got that meter, and that is better now. Better situation.
Yeah. I think you spend your meter kind of immediately here, but you're gonna build meter anyway. Gets another hit.
That GI trying to get a little too greedy with that turn disrespect.
I think Noah needs to spend his bar. I think he wants to do it before Lolo gets his. I guess not. I mean, we're basically just dead to 1-6A. Fantastic GI. Oh, man. Oh, wow! Lolo botches his Oki! Lolo completely botched the range. He didn't even have to block that. He had all the time in the world to see it.
Yeah, unfortunately that wall angle is just not working for Lolo at all there.
Okay, immediately spends bar. If Noah doesn't spend bar here, I'm gonna eat my hat. Okay, here we go. He's being so conservative with his meter, and it's kind of like surprising me. Nice sidestep. Doesn't get like a full hit because again we're in the air, but okay. Man. The first round that Lolo took in this game, I was like, this is just going to be a slaughter. This is just going to be like massively fast. And then Noah just completely changed it around when he had that one lethal hit off of a ducked grab. That the lethal hit combo ended up getting botched. And then everything started going his way. It was crazy.
Yeah, just one of those spaghetti scramble situations, and just able to make the most of it, and then his defense being extremely solid.
Spaghetti, spaghetti scramble situations, triple S.
Wow, yeah, that's the highest combo you can get, you know?
You would hope so. Did we just get back to the same stage that we were in the beginning? Oh, this isn't a good look for Noah. That's kind of a shame.
Gonna be evening up the life with that block and that sweep.
With Yoshi, so much of it comes down to what kind of stage that you get, what kind of terrors you have to be worried about here. Fantastic 4-4-B. What a read.
Because with the guard pressure.
Immediately Lolo goes to the ring edge.
Yep. Well, now it's a really hard spot to be in. If you make one mistake, you get one counter hit, one jump low, anything can be absolute death to you.
The only problem is that Yoshi still does not technically have an target. Now he has bar that he can actually use. Tried to get a mash. Oh, that was supposed to be a 2-2-B, and I think it would have worked.
Yep, I accidentally triple tapped.
Blows my mind that Noah doesn't spend bar in these spots. Gets the correct read! He gets it again! Wow.
Wow. Yep,
Noah!
he went for the K there quite a bit, so he tried to step.
Noah is a master. It is insane. I think of Noah... Wow, he sidestepped Yoshi. I mean, I know that you can sidestep the jump kick. It's really not easy, though. He's got so much meter at his disposal, too. This is crazy. Getting every single block he could possibly want, using Mina's soul attack of all things.
I guess it's a way to, keep up pressure with her soul charge activation, but
yeah,
definitely not nearly as good as someone like Yoshi.
Nice, and that's it. You don't even need, like, the full combo there, yeah.
Nope.
God, he's gotten every correct duck. It is so crazy how difficult it is to make a committal, proactive, aggressive shift, so to speak, on Noah.
Okay, nice games. Reversal edge, guess correct. Almost at 2 bars. Okay, spending a soul charge right now, trying to keep turning, gets plus frames, but the 5K is going to just obliterate his approach entirely.
Oh, fantastic punish on the 1B. That was crazy. No, if you actually get out of this without spending bar, okay.
Yeah, you spend it. You spend it.
Yeah, especially with the guard damage being the way that it is.
Oh, no,
and you're
so
dead to, like, the next Oki. Oh,
yeah.
man, he didn't commit to the string. How crazy good is that?
Oh,
and now Lola was just forced to just, like, watch his soul charge, like, deplete. Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Yep.
You have this in the bag if you can just make Lolo's soul charge go away.
Yep.
And now it's out. Oh, wow, no! It was 100% the correct reading, didn't get the tracking. But okay, Noah brings it back. That set was really cool to watch.
I really liked his patience with that last soul charge activation as well from Noah. Like,
yeah.
The easy idea would be, okay, his soul charge is out, I have soul charge, I'm just gonna rush in and try and use my soul charge to overwhelm him, but that's not Noah's style. He doesn't do that. He actually plays super solid, and despite the spaghetti of them just whipping back and forth on each other, he didn't really put himself in a situation where he could lose. Yeah,
because the fact of the matter is, Yoshimitsu's soul charge is significantly more explosive than Lolo's, or than Mina's. Mina's has a variety of small counterplay that you can try to pull out that at least mitigates the larger amount of damage that you're going to be dealing with. Yoshi's soul charge, if he gets in, and I mean, we saw that against Yoshi 6 as well, Noah will completely fall apart. Anybody would. Even the defense as stalwarts as Noah's is going to fall apart. And so, he would have been totally fine at the end of that game with Yoshi being in guard trouble, with being in yellow. I'd be willing to bet that if a genie came down and it's like, Lolo is at half of his soul charge left. Do you want to sacrifice both of your bars just to make the last bit of his bar go away? He'd be like, yes, absolutely. Whatever it takes to minimize the amount of resources that the character has so he can't make a comeback. That's the most important thing here.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
I missed who we have now. Toothpaste Pharomontress. Surely they have played on so many different occasions. On so many different Wednesdays. So I'm not surprised to see them here again. Zos versus Huang for sure.
This is the last of Losers Quarters, right?
From the shadows, I
I
strike
believe
the
that's the
darkness.
case. Not 1,000,000% sure.
Or is this Losers Semis?
Battle.
Oh, this is winners.
Fight.
Oh, this is winners. Okay, so this is winners finals.
This is the winners finals. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, this is all winners finals. Okay. So first 3 out of 5. We have the stage yet again. That's still cut. Yeah, Sly Tiger and Noah are going to be waiting in losers, playing against each other at some point, but till that time.
Okay, so far, up to an early lead is Toothpaste. Oh wow!
I can't believe how easily believable a Zos tracking vertical is.
Yeah, I mean that one kind of makes sense, I guess. He swings from like all the way from his back. So that one's like the least egregious, but you know,
still egregious.
Unfortunately,
still egregious film.
Yep.
But okay, Two-Face gets the first round in what seemed to be splendid fashion, and then it came very close. So we'll see if the same thing happens here. Another fantastic man. Paramantras has been having a tough time with his 4-6 Bs today. His 4-6 Bs have not been particularly stellar.
These counter hits, but patient from Two-Face.
And you kind of have to deal with the guard damage. He's got Devastation up already. Anti-meter. Oh damn, he could have spent Talismans to kill there, and he decided not to. Might be the first time I've seen Two-Face do that.
Yeah, definitely not a bad idea. You know, you got those huge life lead. Didn't really have any resources from Paramantras, so there's a high probability that he would get multiple opportunities to get that last level hit.
Alright, Huang got about 80 damage off of chip damage from full screen.
Always fun when that happens.
Depending on your perspective, sure.
Yeah, you can buy a fun. I mean, I don't like looking at it at all. And
well, no, he's not a wrong angle, but did end up losing the bar. Not going to get a wall here either. Man, these walls don't make any sense at all. Alright, Toya is going to do it. And I understand why you would end up doing something like that, because the red guard gauge is making stuff very difficult for Paramantras in that spot. The guard damage, I think, kind of dictated how the counter hits were being spelled out there. So that's very quick. Very quick 1-0.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
From the shadows, I strike the darkness.
Now, I believe this would be 3 out of 5 for this one. Am I correct in that?
No, just lose. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is winners finals. Yes, you're right. Yeah, losers, winners, and grand finals. Yes. Sorry, I missed who won the last one. Sorry.
That was Toothpaste. Toothpaste with a quick 1-0 in this winners finals. We're on the bamboo stage yet again. Definitely seeing a theme in this tournament so far, like the 2 or 3 stages we get over and over again. It always happens in every tournament, and I like pointing it out for some reason.
I don't know what's up with random select, but it seems like it has moods that it's...
Yeah, it always seems to have moods and seasons of the days. Yeah, no, not with the 2As, not. It's backing it up. One of the first times we've seen... Oh man, everybody falling for that tech trap today.
Yeah, that's a spot where he does have like another option he can do to stay down, but not nearly the same amount of damage.
I mean, I think he does have a 2-2A in that spot, which will technically hit grounded, and more often than not, you're just supposed to just eat that little bit of extra damage, as if it's part of the combo, and then you get back up and go with the rest of your day. Man, he just whipped into GI, how rude.
You got 2 curses up, this could be a big damage situation for Paramantras if he did look at that proc.
Slammed him out of that reversal edge cancel on top of things. That was kind of crazy. I imagine Paramantras wants to try and win this without using the guard damage. Not very often that we get to see Might out, the Might aura. And you can kind of see it again, what he was attempting to do. Whenever he gets the vertical auto GI, he gets a lethal hit if he's in the Might aura and he's in red guard gauge. That's why he tried it 2 times in a row. It's very smart stuff from Paramantras, going away from verticals that would have done the guard damage necessary to use the guard crush. And there it is again. That's what I was talking about. Ooh, gets his Talisman back. He's back up to positive now.
Yep, because he gets the bonus for hitting them when they're in yellow life, right?
Yep. Yeah, when CE connects whilst the opponent's in yellow life, you get 3 Talismans back. It's a pretty big swing. Zos and Soul Charge, we'll see if he gets to do anything out of this. Wow, that beats the armor, that's awesome. No, well, that's not awesome. He ended up getting hit by the low kicks.
Okay, yeah. Toothpaste not out of this game number 2 yet.
Oh, by no stretch of the imagination, yeah.
Got a decent amount of talismans back. Only a -2.
Ooh, fantastic punish there. Doesn't even need a curse to make this do 1,000,000 damage. Toothpaste definitely going into the heavy red now. He's got a variety of lethal hits available to him. That is not going to work, but it is going to put him plus. Nice!
Oh, wow. Crazy disrespect.
What a read. Oh, you can tell he's looking for that CE. You can tell that Toothpaste. Is he going to use it? Yes, I respect it entirely. So, we're going to go from -8 to -3. Well, -3 once the round is fully over. And I'm going to tell you guys, the difference between -3 health loss and like -8, it's a pretty big jump. It's like a full combo's worth of damage. Like it kind of stinks that he doesn't have like the bar, but now he's last round Huang and he gets to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, you can just spend talismans, be damned, it doesn't matter.
Be spending as many as you want every single opportunity.
There's that 2-2A I was talking about before, and now you have to deal with all this meter. Baron Muntress is being incredibly aggressive here. He's trying to end this right here before the lethal hits can come into play. He's unsuccessful at doing it, though. Baron Muntress still has a lot of meter, though, and he's just going to get hit instead. Toothpaste bringing this back. Soul Charge flat. No.
Oh, he gets the CE comes through.
Oh, man, oh, man.
My abyss shall take you.
Wow, what a crazy way for that one to end. He got the plus frames, but he still had that bar meter and that CE, and
the ever-looming counter CE was just too much. I'm sure Toothpaste was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna bet it. I'm gonna bet that he's going to assume I will respect this bar, and I won't. I was wrong. So okay, we're at 101.
From the shadows, I strike the darkness.
Haven't gotten to this stage yet. This is about as neutral of a stage as we have in the game.
Yeah, this is probably, like, in my opinion, this is the best stage in the game.
Yeah, I like it. I like the size of it.
It's got everything. It's like
I
got
think
the
the walls,
breakable walls.
Yeah, I think the walls make sense to me. Some walls don't make sense in this game at all. Some of them move around.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Some walls do other stuff, like they don't move around, like these walls. Okay, Devastation. Immediate lethal hit. It's not dead yet, but awfully close. Ooh, and goes for the, oh, thank God he ended up hitting the back escape.
In situations like that, where your opponent has a reverse ring out throw, you just eat the forward throw and stay alive.
Yeah, it's very similar to Nightmare. Honestly, if I was Baron Muntress, I would think that you just take the guaranteed forward grab.
Yep.
Because I know, like, you feel like the comeback's virtually impossible, and it probably is, but he's gonna break it. Good whiff punish again. Now, we've seen a lot of success from Baron Muntress' 4-6Bs at frame advantage in this set as opposed to the last time we saw him play. So it's probably something he's quite happy about. This backswing blow has actually been doing kind of a lot of damage on this Zos, and I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I guess it just puts him out of that range where he feels comfortable throwing out certain buttons, and all back to
Soul Attack?
Battle, ring, fight.
Don't like it. Don't
maybe
like
he
the
saw
option.
something we didn't.
I hope he's not getting frustrated because he has another game after this win or lose.
You're good.
Oh, trying to get that lethal hit there. Yeah, now we see it there. It's the full combo. Look at all that damage he's doing. Boy, howdy. He gets a lot of meter. If you guys weren't looking at it, he got a lot of meter out of that combo. That's the point of it. Oh wow, he's like close to dead here.
Yeah.
Into like the wall damage. Oh, gets no punish on the 3B. That kind of stinks. Gotta spend bar. Does just goes for a Taya. I don't know so much. I feel like he needed spend bar there. Hell, I would have taken a random CE like the last round in that situation.
This is a hard spot to be in now for Toothpaste. Doesn't have any bar left after this soul charge. He can win this without talismans. He'll be in a good spot, but
yeah, it's really tough. He's already in the red. Going with 4-4A though. That seems a bit odd. A GI after Lightning Storm yet again. That's important information for for Toothpaste to have under his wing, you know? Wow, what a sidestep. Okay. Does Veramuntra spend back? I can understand not. Kinda... I don't know. Oh, it was very difficult to try and figure out a way to kill off of a 3B that didn't spend talismans, but there you go. Now we have literally no meter whatsoever, and Toothpaste is totally comfortable going immediate -9. Makes sense. He has figured a way that he's going to try and win this, and that's the way he's going to try and win it. Oh wow, immediate 2-1-4B? Yeah, he's just going all in. He's going to try to work off of this Guard Crush. Yep. Not much. Guard Crush, Guard Crush, Guard Crush. Fantastic stuff. Is he dead? Yeah, he got it. Okay.
Got the ring
there we go.
Yeah, that
Once
was
he didn't get like his one hit, I was worried that the wall hit wasn't going to give him the ring out, but yeah, very good stuff. One of the things that Huang definitely has a lot of good stuff with is Force Blocks on his own Oath. So the second that he got that one knockdown, or at least that one situation off of the 2-1-4B after the Soul Charge activation, he just steamrolls. I mean, it was no real shot.
Yeah, it's a hard spot to be in. You kind of have to, especially without. I don't remember if he had any meter, but if no meter in that situation, you're basically kind of dead unless you get up at the right time and GI correctly. If he doesn't meet a move with GI, but hard spot to be in.
If I remember correctly, he was in Soul Charge already. He just didn't have the time to actually do Soul Chargey things, so it was very difficult to try and figure it. Yes, I lethal hit again. A lot of people getting hit by that recently. Just in case you guys aren't aware, the lethal hit occurs when that is the first attack you end up throwing out after you activated an aura.
Now, what a weird condition.
Yeah, Huang's weird, dude. And it's also full crouch 1B, and it looks really weird. Like, the whole thing's weird, dude. And then you gotta spend talismans for, like, the combo afterwards. It's really weird.
Okay, well, speaking of talismans, he's gonna get a bunch back.
Yeah, heavy positive now. Might actually get to see the auto, or the post-GI lethal hit that we really only see from Boom and in storybooks and songs.
Yeah, no, that's about a very common one.
There it is, hey!
Yeah, there you go. Most long players are kind of at negative usually, so...
It's just so difficult, right? Because just in the act of doing that lethal hit, you spent all of your positive talismans.
Yep.
So, like, you know, it's difficult. Oh, tried to get that wall hit. In fact, he assumed he got that wall hit. Didn't pan out. Wow, just immediate bicycle kick, Liu Kang. Gets no punish. Oh no, you can't spend bar. It gives you one frame. You can't spend bar there. It gives you just enough room to hang yourself. It's really mean.
Yes. Use that bar, so he has one bar because he's down 2 rounds, but
Toothpaste really seems in the driver's seat to end out this winner's finals with a flourish. We'll see if Veramuntra can kind of try and make a comeback right here, right now. Size suspend bar. I wonder if Toothpaste will be as aggressive as he was before. Yes, he was.
And that's gonna be it.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting, you know, he gets the whiff and then goes to the reversal edge immediately to, I guess, try and bait a whiff punish that was gonna be late, but...
Yeah, difficult. It definitely seems like Toothpaste gets a little bit desperate at the end of rounds sometimes, and it kind of screws him up.
Yeah.
That's the punch on 3D, though.
Yeah, that patience, that clutch muscle, right, can be a really hard thing to train and kind of work through, and maintaining your game plan and gameplay the same as it's been the entire time, and instead of playing as if you're at low life or your opponent's at low life.
Oh boy, he's gotten hit by those bicycle kicks a whole bunch. Seems Toothpaste is desperate to try and make it so that he doesn't get hit by this Guard Crush. Oh boy, I kind of wish he had just eaten the Guard Crush, you know? Like now I mean, he'll have a bar, he eats a little bit of life, but now he has to deal with this Guard Crush.
Grab.
Already got him at half-life, but again, this is last round Huang, which we may not even get an opportunity to see. Now we definitely will. Max damage for sure. Going into the reset, into Lightning Storm, not the stomp. Now we'll see the stomp. No, we won't. I was wrong.
Alright, full charge. Gonna keep trying to keep that turn back, but he gets blocked. He's on block, but not out of this one yet. Is Toothpaste? He's just one hit away. Guard is blinking.
Wow!
AA off the full crouch 3K.
That was so clutch. What a read. I mean, obviously you don't have a lot of options in that scenario, but man, you want to talk about clutch. With all due respect to Pharamundrus, not typically the most clutch human being on the face of the earth. And to pull out a read like that right then, right there, that was very smart stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to stay alive in the winner side of this tournament, you know?
Yeah, we're at 2-2 now. I thought the Toothpaste was gonna get through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's what it was looking like, but hey, these longer sets give these players more time to adapt, and Pharamundrus can definitely do that.
Okay, biggest stage we have. Biggest stage with walls we have. Not sure which character is more happy about that. That's another 4-6 speed. It's gotta be... Oh, man. That's too bad. But that's gotta be like the 4th or 5th 4-6 speed that we've seen that actually had success in this set for Pharamundrus. GI on Yoronogi. I feel like he didn't want that, but, you know, I'm not sure. Down to it. Once again, it's all about the clutch. No punish on -16! Oh, man. The full string, I'm pretty sure it's -16. It's punishable by some measure.
Yeah, definitely needs something out of it, not nothing.
This just wasn't expecting him to go for the full string. I can't say I entirely blame him.
Keep it safe.
Very lucky.
Yeah, try to get the whip punishment just a little too early.
Wait, is this death? Wow, easy. Yeah. Already at -4 talismans to boost. That can be kind of tough to deal with. You might try to go -9 like immediately.
Maybe. Definitely a strategy to be pretty dangerous, but
one that Toothpaste has implemented before.
That's true. The infamous -9 Huang. That's not last round.
Wow, yeah, we're really utilizing the length of the stage. Iron Will. We're gonna see. Oh no. I mean, it was, but he got nothing out of it. I assume he wanted 6B plus K, not K6. That would have been a huge lethal hit, but instead, ended up getting something really small. But he is at -9 already. If he wins this round, he has a shape. If Toothpaste loses this round, boy, I don't know. Being -9 this early is bad news. Wow, this is really weird. That beats CE!
I guess he just activated it at like the frame window where it didn't have the parry activated. Cause what? It's I8, right? For the GI?
Honestly, don't remember. But look at that -7. This is why I said being up around is important. But look, this is the first hit. This is the first hit, and he's in yellow. And when I say yellow, I apparently mean deep yellow. That was the first hit he took that entire round.
Yeah. That's the negative thing about being at -9 is you lose literally half your life at the beginning of the round.
You lose all your bar, too. Like, okay, so he's going to be at -5, which isn't as much, but is he going to have a bar? Okay, he'll just have a bar, so at least he gets to do that with -9 Huang yet again. Got the curse. I appreciate the immediate meter usage because he's got another bar after this, too. Oh, nice challenge. That really sucked for Pharamundrus. He went the other way. The grab would have at least had to have been dodged.
Charge. Okay, he needed that soul charge to stay alive here at all.
Is this really going to come down to the very last hit of the very last round? In the very last moments of all of our lives, Toothpaste gets it with a command grab. Wowee.
Yep, that's the soul charge only. Wow.
Kind of crazy that he would go to that, too, if you think about it, because how did Pharamundrus clutch out the last round of the last game? He just did a very tight duck into a full crouch 3K. So to go for effectively the exact same thing, I don't know if I'd ever be able to pull that off in all good conscience.
I'm just gonna run to the bathroom quick while we're getting this next
Run,
one set up.
sprint, speed away. That was the last time any of us heard of Zubaz. We're not entirely sure what happened to him. Maybe he went off into the Canadian North. Started fighting the bears that were taking over his village. Maybe he decided to go further south and get localized with the culture of the Midwest, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what part of Canada he's from. All I can say is that I hope that he's happy,
of history retold.
and that he lived the rest of his life in peace. But for all of us here, we have Sly Tiger versus Noah. This is to fight Pharamutris in Losers Finals, if I remember correctly. It's going to be Talum, presumably Talum versus Mina.
The wind is calling me.
Yep. Now again, not a lot of people have had a lot of success trying to get Noah's defense to crack down. Sly will have to be that first person. He was able to do it to Incendiate. It's not something that he often gets to do. But we'll see if he ends up pulling it off here. Got the bamboo stage yet again. All going to be a very classic keep out versus get in type matchup here. And Sly couldn't have asked for a better opening. Just run up, wait a little while, 6 BB counter. Hard to believe that he could have asked for, you know, something better.
It's hard to ask that at all. I don't know what's happening. I'm back.
So we've got Noah versus Sly. Very first game. Noah doing that thing where he's like really good.
Oh, okay. So that thing he does all the time. Got it.
Oh boy, what a read from Sly. Getting us almost into yellow light. But again, it's just like Noah's defense is so strong. He's using Mina 2-2 AA. And I think that's an interesting choice. It's not a choice that I would have expected. Fantastic punish on the Wall Rising K.
Wow.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's not that good of a punish, because I think Wall Rising K is minus 16, not minus 12. So I think he could have killed him, to be honest.
Yeah. I like that that move he's using. I don't remember the notation where like Mina kind of swings the whole arm back behind her horizontally.
It's like 4A,
something like that. Yeah, you don't see that move like ever, but he's making it look like a really good tool in this matchup.
Yeah, it's probably very specifically a tool in this matchup, and yeah, I know what you mean. 4A is not really something that we saw him use at all against any of the other opponents we've seen so far from him today. And so for him to pull it out here now is kind of crazy. We're doing about 3 to 4 trillion damage right now.
Into your guards being deleted, into plus frames, into annoying.
Just an immediate obstacle course that I'm sure that's not the button that Noah wanted, but it ended up working out. And yeah, this is all Noah right now. Sly hasn't gotten an opportunity to play video game yet. There's that 4A again, but I guess it doesn't beat jumps. Oh no, this is kind of a big deal here.
Okay, into the knockout.
Kind of surprised he didn't use soul attack. Oh,
yep. Thinking the same thing.
Oh, he wants to win off a CE, okay. I don't really know if I agree with that idea there. I think, I don't know. I think that if he wanted to use meter, he should have used soul attack at the end of the combo.
I also agree with that entirely. We were both surprised at the fact that he didn't do that, but I do like the 8A plus B from Noah there. That beat like the fastest option out of the Wind Charmer with the AA because it's a high, so that would attack crouch under.
Welcome to the
may have been
stage of
fast enough
history
to
retold.
beat out the other ones.
Like, I think if I had to bet, the only option that Sly would have had in that situation to beat the uppercut effectively would have been the kick, which at Noah's life total, he would have been totally okay eating, like in the air. Like, who cares, right? Like, you're eating such a small amount of damage and you're in the air, so you could probably just like lie on the ground, wait for the rest of whatever is happening to kind of dissipate. But okay, we got in the stage that I don't think we've gotten so far in our top 8. That's a long
I
stage.
don't recall this one, but yeah, I think this is the largest stage physically in the entire game.
I believe you're right. That's why when we were on the castle, I think I said it was like the largest stage, and then I was like, this is the largest stage with walls.
Nice save.
Yeah, I don't know if people caught that.
I didn't.
Trying to use that 6K not just for the auto GI, but just simply for the pushback as well. Again, you can really tell the difference in the moves that are being used by Noah depending on what the matchup is. It's pretty impressive to see. Because other people just tend to like play different characters when they're playing a different kind of matchup. He just like realizes the litany of moves that are at his disposal.
It's interesting. Like I've been watching a lot of Street Fighter 4 recently. I don't know why. YouTube was just like, "Hey, you're gonna like this," and I did.
Because it's a good game. It's cool.
It's a good game. The way he's approaching this matchup with like the unique tools reminds me a lot of like Street Fighter 4 footsies, with, like things like 4A and everything, where it's like the character that he's fighting needs to get in and needs to run forward, so he has this move that moves him backwards, swings down horizontally.
Yeah, just using the natural animation of a move, not even necessarily the attack itself, to do the work for you.
Cool. Okay, wow, jumping over, you're gonna get the lethal hit punish.
Yeah, it's gonna be RE safe, but yeah, Mina not necessarily gonna have the kind of options to deal with Talum RE cancel if they're up close. Oh, nice.
It gets the win buff. Some moves are gonna be more range. They're gonna have
6-6A, 2-2A. I think those are the two, but now it's gone.
Yeah.
No punish on the 1A. That's bad news. Nice. So, Noah did an RE safe move, knew that Sly's reaction was going to be to do like the side stance K, like it was last time, and just did re-RE. Oh my god. That's a counter hit in low yellow life. That...
a lot of damage. Not gonna kill, obviously, but still
oh my god.
Solid, almost low.
But he's got this guard crush too. Like, how do you deal with this? I guess you see, that's how you do it. Oh, the first time. First time. That was crazy good.
Wind, I thank you.
Battle 4. Fight.
Alright, I mean, unfortunately now for Noah, no real guard pressure to take advantage of. That kind of happens with Talum when spends her bar.
Well, but the thing is, like, Mina can build it so fast, if you get one force block, it's just like, and you're back.
Kind of, again, showing one of the weaknesses of Mina. Minus 14, you basically kind of just get a stand kick. There's not really a whole lot more you get out of your block punishment. Okay, then. So, I mean, it's gonna go do it.
Was that the CE tech
jump? Oh, for sure, yeah. Had to be. No way it could have been anything else. But okay, Mina Soul Charge still. Doesn't block the second or third hit. I don't know what happened.
Nice.
Gets an aerial hit, nice.
The delay, you know, gonna beat out that reversal edge, because the timing is weird, right? When you're in reversal edge, you kind of just want to beat out of it when they don't attack and do it immediately, so I like that he's waited patiently and gets the counter hit on the air hit.
God, 3AA does so much damage on counter hit, it's crazy. Alright, bar and bar. Oh, that's such a big deal. Now he's got no meter. I would spend meter immediately, yeah. He's got no resources to fight you with. Okay.
What a weird...
No, yeah, all of that made sense. Everybody's in the air all the time, yeah. RE is not really a good option against a character in Soul Charge.
Especially Mina, who basically is like, what's half of my Soul Charge gimmick? Everything
mono break attacks.
Yeah, everything just becomes break attacks.
I think the only move that gets buffed without a break attack is 6-6A. I mean, full crouch 1K... No, because like the full crouch 1K KB is a break attack, isn't it? Anyway,
whatever.
Yeah, either way, RE is very much not particularly well used against Mina and Soul Charge, or really any Soul Charge character for the most part. But okay, Noah versus Pheromontress. Who took Noah into losers? I'm very curious about that.
I don't remember.
Well, it wasn't. It was before top 8.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess it was Incendiate, but I want to find out for myself.
I don't know why I think the...
Yeah, Incendiate versus Noah, 2-0 for Incendiate, so that's what ended up happening there.
And then he lost to him in top 8, right?
In top 8, Incendiate lost to Pheromontress and Sly Tiger.
Oh, Pheromontress and Sly, okay.
That's the case.
Okay, yeah, that is the case. We were talking about that. I remember. Alright, we're coming into our second last game of the night here.
Losers finals.
Losers finals, yep. We're gonna have Pheromontrus versus Noel. So we're gonna see Zas pretty much guaranteed from Pheromontrus.
I would assume we're going to see Mina guaranteed, especially at this point. Because, yeah, we talked about Noel having a variety of other characters. It doesn't seem like he's really interested in playing other characters today, which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes you just you're on a wave with a character, right?
Drastically different matchup than Talum. Drastically different matchup from all the characters we've been seeing Noel play against. Yoshi, Talum, all these like really small, fast, aggressive type characters. Pheromontrus with Zas. I mean, Mina gets to do a lot more stuff. Mina gets to... They kind of get to go back and forth in the mid-range, I would presume. And honestly, I'd be willing to bet that Mina actually does relatively well in this matchup. It's just my guess.
Yeah, I mean, both of them aren't the best in the block punishment department either, so...
Battle 1. Fight!
Both of the players can abuse certain things.
Yeah, I think that's why we're seeing immediate 3Bs and immediate force punches.
That was a weird 1B, I don't know why that hit.
Boy, sidestepping with the character with the best sidestep in the game, not doing anything to Zas tracking. Yep, there's that 4-6B, beating that 6A. For half life.
Yep. Nice
half a full life bar, that is.
Yeah. Well, it was looking pretty okay in the first like couple seconds of that round for Noel, and then he got hit by a vast deletion health bar combo, so loss happens to us all.
Good punish.
Nice punish. He has a
I had a curse on top of the... Okay, it was an odd ender, but ended up working out. So this has been all Pheromontrus so far. But as we've seen with Noel in many situations, seems like a certain level of adaptation provides him a lot of mileage, and so I'm really excited to see what he's going to be able to do with a first to 3.
Yeah, delays that off, that spring option as well, catches him on the run counter, and just like that, Noel slowly pulls himself back into this game. Can still win this here if he guesses right on the reverse ledge. He's on. He's alive.
He's got a bar. He decides not to use it. Man, he never uses his bar in those tight situations. Makes me mad. I really feel like that's the way to go, but yeah, no one knows better than me.
Yeah, I mean, if he spent it, he won, possibly. If he, or if he didn't even he lost, he gets the meter back, so it doesn't really... Yeah.
Got a huge amount of guard damage on Pheromontrus right now, and unlike Talum or other characters, Zas doesn't really have the best way of building guard gauge back. So, that's really important to remember. Okay. Again, Noah has a lot of resources if he wants to use them. Here we go. It's almost a fantastic whip punish, but he didn't end up committing to it.
Maybe he felt like first hit was a whip.
Yeah.
He's still out of this round yet, though. He could do something and get a solid amount of burst damage, but basically one decent combo away, and yeah, it's gonna take it.
Alright, a relatively convincing first game for Pheromontrus, but again, time will tell if he gets to keep that up. Be willing to bet that Noah will still have something to say.
The stage of history retold.
We actually see a different character. I think no. Yeah.
I think he's... he hasn't switched at all this tournament, right? He's just been rocking the Mina.
No, at least not since we've been streaming and commentating, no.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Battle 1. Fight!
Very much, so looking really solid this night.
Yeah, both players have been very impressive so far. Oh, that 4-6B was almost dead.
Yup.
The corner control has definitely been heavily in Pheromontrus' favor. Noah hasn't really gotten an opportunity, but Noah has just shown that he has the ability to not tech into the tech trap that's killed everybody else, so hey.
Yeah. Would have killed him, he would have been right out.
Yeah.
Still loses the round though. Pheromontrus is still in a nice commanding lead, doing really well in the set so far.
Yeah, the overall amount of damage that Pheromontrus has been throwing out, just like in any of these exchanges. So like, Noah has been getting like a handful of hits, plus like these relatively small hits, and then Fairmunchus is getting stuff like this.
Tech trap.
Yeah.
Into the soul tech. Okay, he spends the curse. This combo is still going. This combo is still going, and he air controls. It's okay.
He still doesn't even have bar. He doesn't even have bar to get out of this, dude.
And he's still alive, and he's dead. Okay, well, hey, that was really cool.
Yeah, everybody's gonna tech the 3B in that situation because they're gonna be pissed that they got hit by the unblock.
Hey, someone should clip that and send it to like a Seiji and will it kill, because I definitely thought it was going to.
The fact that he also like tech trapped into the 2-2B as well was pretty funny. Man, Noah has still not been able to gain his footing in this match, even if he wins this round. And again, that is not guaranteed. There are 2 curses there. Oh, nice. I like that we also got like a little bit of a freeze frame on, like a Tekken freeze frame there.
If only we had that feature.
I think I'm okay with that.
Well, think about the fans, Jay.
I think the novelty of the slow motion thing died with reversal edge.
Right.
2 bars yet again. Gets no punish on the 4-6B. Nice. No, bringing this back. Has to be careful though, doesn't want to get wrung out, doesn't want to give Zos any additional opportunities. The life lead could sap away very quickly. Okay, so we're getting back to about as neutral of a situation as we could. No real guard gauge to speak of, full meter from everybody. Who can make the most out of their stuff?
Does the button unblock the soul charge? You know, the classic, I don't want to be negative anymore.
Fairmunchus is whipping a little bit more often. It's not necessarily keeping control. Okay. Yeah. Whoa! That was so scary. It's so scary still because he's in the wall. Yeah, he's got to spend bar to get away. I'm really surprised he didn't spend back. Now he's got to worry about the ring out. Yes. No, that's going to be out. Yeah, you can't do that. Unless he was hoping to get like some sort of like a dash forward. But wow, what a comeback from Noah.
Yeah, bring it 1-1. You know, definitely another game where it looked like the player that won the previous game was going to carry that momentum and take it, but no, Noah able to just slow it down.
Wise choice.
Yeah, as we keep saying, I mean, Noah's adaptation to... I bet this one took longer, if only because he's been playing against aggressive characters this whole top 8. And now he's playing against a character that can keep up with his character in the damage. It's also a bit slower. And honestly, is long range, but mean is longer. So maybe taking a more defensive approach to this can actually be a little bit more proactive with the buttons that she chooses. I don't know. Something to think about. Nice combo. Oh yeah, the 4-4-A into the 2B. Thought that he was going to be front turn, try to do a wall rising B, but waking up back turn, so turn around B instead. That kind of sucks. Okay, nobody's attacking anybody right now. We're just trying to do like a choreographed dance. Hey, did Zubaz turn into a squid monster for everybody else? It sounds really funny to me. If it's just okay, you sound like a literal squid monster from the Black Lagoon right now, and it is too late for me right now. I'm scared. It literally scared me.
Are you still scared? Is it still bad?
No, it sounds perfectly fucked out. That was really
cool.
funny though. Oh man. Yeah, that was the all your base are belong to us, yeah, to quote the person in chat. That was crazy. Anyway, okay. Sauce won the first round. I forgot how. Mina and Soul Charge.
I don't know, I was too concerned about my microphone.
Oh! That's unfair! What an unfair thing that just happened to Noah. Fairmunchus got clipped, but not in a way that allowed him to actually carry on the hit stun. And then he got, like, all the life taken away from him.
You know what? He blocked the Hell Sweep on the first hit and got hit by the second part in Soul Charge. I'm fine with that.
I don't know if I... That's a lot of damage to eat because of some weird thing happening.
I stand by what I said. Okay,
yeah, sure.
Wall combo, curse.
Oh, is going to use the curses, okay. Feel like that was not a good use of curses, but that might be wrong. Okay, decides to spend the bar to get another curse.
Can definitely easily take this round as well, has another bar to work with here.
Oh, for sure. I feel like he's effectively trying to force Noah to use his own bar in a disadvantageous position. Makes sense to me.
Look, he tried to disrespect that 4-6B, but no, not gonna happen.
Wow, how did that kick not get hit? But I'm pretty sure that's death either way.
Yes.
So 2-1 for Pheromontras. What?
Oh, okay, living on the
It does that little damage? Holy hell. Okay, so whip into button, Pheromontras special.
Welcome to the stage of
Let's
history.
see which stage we get next.
Retold.
Are there any stages that we haven't gotten at all so far? We haven't gotten Astral Chaos yet, which I'm happy about.
I don't think we got the planes stage, like the single wall.
Which one's
We
that?
haven't gotten, it was like the second stage they released.
Oh, okay.
We haven't gotten Astros stage, I don't think.
I think you are correct.
And we haven't gotten any of the small forests.
Battle 1.
Oh, we definitely got the one, we got one of them at one point. At the very beginning of, Incendiate versus Pheromontras. But hey, we're seeing a new character. We have gone over to Valdo now. An interesting choice at the very end. I can respect it. I've always found Noah's Valdo to be basically like the reverse of Manta.
Yes.
Like, Manta is very stance heavy, plays very weird. Everything I see Noah do when he's playing even a weird character like Valdo, I'm like, yep, that makes sense to me.
Including the random mantis into Whip Punish.
Yep, the whole thing made total sense to me. You know, Zoslimil not necessarily probably the best at overwhelming Valdo, which is kind of the way you want to try and fight Valdo. So now we're dealing with a character that probably even has more balanced neutral in the mid-range. Better, well, I was about to say better guard damage than Mina, that's not true, but still very good guard damage nonetheless.
And can have really, really great whip punishment as well when he's in forward turn.
Yeah, great pokes that push out just enough to where Zasa's extra range isn't really going to do anything for him. The 4K going to take the second round. Now, Pheromontras has some time, even if he gets smoked in this game. Alright, so he knows that string.
Okay, we'll try to do the Super Freak, but unfortunately it's just not a very good move.
That might have been the heaviest punch I've ever seen with Super Freak.
Yeah.
Okay, Soul Charge. Do you see how much Soul Charge meter went down when he got hit by that Soul attack? Just like drilled all the way down. And you tried to move against Valdo's Soul Charge, you actually can't do that.
It's illegal, it's against the rules.
Yeah, I met the guy who moved against Valdo's Soul Charge this one time. He was in jail for $50,000. Now you might be wondering, how can somebody be in jail for an amount of currency? And I think through his eyes, that's what he was trying to tell me, but his mouth was sewn shut. And nobody ever got any answers.
That's a really tragic story, Jay.
I mean, it's just as tragic as Valdo himself.
You know what? You got me there.
Thank God, that was the goal. Reversal edge from Zos. Gonna work out. Oh, he's dead. Wow, that wasn't even close to the amount of damage he could have done in that combo. He had so much more.
There was a time stop. Yeah, he could have just obliterated another health bar, basically.
Alright. Yep, the Pheromontras was immediately trying to make this ring out kind of thing happen. Makes sense to me. Look at all this soul charge meter that's being wasted. No punish on the 2-2B though. Again, you can't move against Valdo's soul charge. It's actually not a thing that you can do.
No, not allowed.
Will he spend the additional bar? Will he have to? There it is. And he's just gonna lock him down. Infinite lockdown. Infinite lockdown. Infinite lockdown, dude. You can't do anything.
No, he was in a really bad spot. He's not a very fast character, so his options are going to be limited. He's doesn't have any soul charge to counter and get out of that pressure to be like, hey, get away from me for a second. So
you just have to weather the storm. It's just like, the fact of the matter is, Voldo's Soul Charge honestly has like no mid-low mix-up in it at all. Like, it really doesn't. The way that he gets like a mid-low mix is like going out of stance, which makes you stop pressing buttons, and going for like a grab. So you just have, it's just a pressure soul charge. Potentially the best pressure soul charge in the game. And you have to be worried about like the guard damage, but in that round situation, I think that the guard damage is the least of your worries. You just have to be okay with not moving. Which a Zos player should feel okay about, seeing as how they always say that's all you have to do to beat Zos in the first place.
Battle 2.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay.
Alright, the ring out from Zos. Zos got a pretty good stage in this spot. Good punish.
Nice. Combo here. And kind of just locking him down, as I said before, not really much of a mix-up opportunity. Even in Mantis now, the reward for going low option is not great.
Oh boy, I think he's dead. Close to it.
Not quite.
Decides to spend bar, makes sense to me.
Yep.
So how is he gonna get in and do this? Nice. Fairmuncher's just gonna literally hand it to him on a silver platter. I don't know. Wow, that still didn't kill? That was crazy. Normally, Voldo combos are kind of backloaded, so like even if it seems like the first few hits are not doing that much damage, the last bits of it will. So very interesting. Nice punish on that guy. Full range. Kind of going back and forth with tiny stuff right now. But now we've got this weird... Yeah. I expect the aggressive soul charge here. Tried so hard to get that whip punish for the round, and it just didn't pan out.
Throw all the changing positions, but now kind of has it back to where it was before. The stubby short range.
Oh, almost another fantastic whip punish. So close yet so far with a lot of this kind of stuff. 1A, what a jerk.
Alright, just like that. No low. Now I think it's on match point, right?
I believe you're correct. This Voldo pick working out pretty well.
Gets with punish though, fair much. Has 2 bars a meter, trying to make something happen here, but gets counter hit.
Another 4-6B, such a huge amount of damage. Voldo has to find a place to spend bar, I think. Don't want to let that bonus bar go to waste. The amount of guard, even if you lose the round, the amount of guard damage you could potentially get off of the soul charge is a very big deal. And he's not using it. It's kind of blowing my brain apart. No, that's too far away, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's kind of crazy to say, no, you're too far away for Voldo's CE to work, but I don't know, man.
Yep.
I don't know.
Very much going to be popping that bar early. Okay, gives him the projectile. No stance shenanigans for you.
I think Noah loses this is because he was too conservative with his bar.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but I feel like that's possible. And I think that if Montrose loses this, is because he still doesn't understand that you can't move against Voldo's Soul Charge. Oh my god! Wow. That is such a big deal. It's a huge whip punish. He doesn't even have to spend bar, but he will anyway. It makes sense. Just don't get wrung out. You can't get wrung out, though.
Yep.
Yeah? And you got wrung out.
And you got wrung out, and you died. That was the only way you could lose.
Oh, boy.
The one time, he's been fishing for that, like, the entire top 8.
The entire universe, yeah.
Yep, and I think that's the first time he actually got that raw.
Got that one move specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, just like that, Fairmuncherous steals it from Nowo.
Damn.
Not how I thought that was going to play out, but going into our last game of the night, Grand Finals.
Kind of the match we saw before.
Yeah, Fairmuncherous versus Toothpaste, right? So, see how this goes. Fairmuncherous coming off a win against Nowo. Going to be feeling good off that. Toothpaste, he's been kind of sitting around for a little while. He's going to have cold hands.
Yeah, I always say, when it comes to the Grand Final set, if it's the exact same players that were in Winners Finals, the person who's sitting in winners, even though they won the last time, is kind of coming into the first set of Grand Finals with a disadvantage. The momentum is more in Faramundrus' favor at the moment. He's coming off of a win as opposed to being cold, and you know, it's difficult to learn what you needed to change off of just off of winning a set. Versus if you're losing a set the way that Faramundrus did, he knows what he has to change. So it makes sense that that he'd be able to do it.
So yeah, definitely. As you said, I do agree with you that the person coming off the win from the loser bracket does have that advantage because they've had time to think about it. They've been having time to like work on some strategies as well, just in their own gameplay, and having time to think about that. Coming off that win, having that momentum off of that can be huge. Now he does have to win 2 sets, which can kind of in turn allow Toothpaste to readapt.
Yeah, once you actually have the reset, then that advantage goes away. Because now both players are fighting for their lives and stuff like that. I also just want to mention, shoutouts to Saltflats for the 5 gifted subs in the channel that is just now, most recently. Saltflats, one of the biggest contributors to my stream as well, and I just want to take some time to appreciate Anya's involvement in the Soul Calibur community. If you ever get interested in learning about Soul Calibur, streaming Soul Calibur more, Soul Calibur community is small, but a very committed and tight group of friends. And so, if anybody, Anya or anybody else who is new to Soul Calibur is interested in learning more about it, you can ask any of us, and we would be more than happy to welcome you to the stage.
Alright, into this first round of this game, number 1 of Grand Finals. Really even on life, but Toothpaste might be out of this one right here, but gets the auto GI. Not out of it yet. He goes the back turn shenanigans. But the trade, not
what a trade. -3 on top of it too. Like that was an expensive round for Toothpaste on top of things.
Yes.
Oh, gee, highs, the 4-6B. It's been a typical tactic that Faramundrus has been pulling out here.
Curtis keeps himself safe, and he goes with that strategy a lot. I know he's trying to like fish for a counter hit or something, but it did work on Toothpaste before, but it's just a strategy that oftentimes just wastes a really valuable resource.
Dude, I gotta say, based on what I remember from Winners Finals, and then what happened with Noah, especially with Baldo, and then what I just saw in that second round, Faramundrus really needs to understand that when the opponent's in Soul Charge, you probably can't press buttons. Like, he eats so much damage and so much pressure when he's dealing with somebody who is in Soul Charge, because he keeps, like, playing the game as if it's the same game, and it just isn't. Like, they have too many plus frames, and so, like, people who are playing against Faramundrus tend to just go with, like, what do you call it? Just, like, meaty attacks that they can't do anything about. That's not going to be a ring out, but that is going to be basically Half-Life.
Yes.
No, you can't back up that far! Huang's sidestep is really good. The backstep isn't really remarkable.
-9 though. Has the ability to just spend as many thousands as he wants at this point.
Man, caught the whiff after the whiff. Definitely 2 people who have played against each other kind of a lot. To ya. Don't get wrung out though. Okay, he didn't.
Well, he did,
well,
but...
Toothpaste didn't. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I've learned all I can.
Alright, Toothpaste. Up 1-0 so far. Only needs 2 more games.
To the stage of history retold.
From the shadows, I strike the darkness.
We get the same stage that we were in before?
We did. Alright, we didn't see actual chaos all night, but now it's been double random selected.
Probably my least favorite stage in the whole game.
I like it, but that's because my character was good on it, so I'm biased.
Because of the additional loading times and everything, like the outside of the game stuff, that kind of bothers me.
Oh, that's valid.
That's why we see so many different people putting in mods so that They don't have to look at it all that often in online tournaments and parsecs. But
Very much just, you know, maybe trying to make it so you don't have to see it as much now. Taking a very fast.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
We honor you and we respect you, Pheromontress. Well, obviously Toothpaste doesn't because you just did a random freebie right in your face. Man, these challenges have been all Toothpaste.
He goes for the cancel, just waits it out. From Toothpaste. Solid.
Nope. Oh, man. People are not ready for that 6 BBB string. I believe, again, it is minus 16, so that's the kind of a situation where a block punishment is pertinent. Okay, Toothpaste really screwed up that round and ended up getting it anyway.
I think Pheromontress thought he was dead too, so
yeah. Alright, it seems like Toothpaste has just decided to like throw out uppercuts over and over again, and it's just we're gonna have to sit here and wait to see if Pheromontress understands how to deal with all this wacky stuff.
Okay, oh, gets the wall splat, but unfortunately the angle not gonna be good enough to give him a wall conversion, or at least the wall conversion that he wanted. No way.
I think because it went again, we have to respect soul charge strings, man. Like, you can't just pretend they don't exist. It's like so much mileage that Noah got and Toothpaste is now getting off of just like, hey, respect this string or you lose, and Pheromontress is like, I have decided. Lose.
Yeah, right as you say, he gets clipped by a string. Gets a CE, gonna even up the life bar, take the life lead a little bit, but...
That time stop was really cool, by the way, because we also saw a talisman just kind of like breaking in the wind, which is really cool to see, like, as the ZA CE is going. Oh, wow.
Well, hey.
What is Zasa's sidestep like? Is it, like, okay, or is it actually bad?
It's pretty bad.
Bad?
It's
Okay.
pretty bad. It is bad. He's, like, it's not very fast, and he's also huge, so...
Right, okay. Oh, he's dead.
Yep.
Man, every time, it's just like, it really seems like Pheromontress is getting beaten up, but the damage output from the character is so high that sometimes it just doesn't matter. But once again, we saw this so many times in the winner's final set. We're on last round, and it's minus 9 Huang coming at you.
Now he can do as much burst damage as he wants, so now the damage differential is not going to be that big, because he can just, you know, spend talismans to his heart's content and get crazy damage. Okay, well...
Crazy lethal hits too, yeah.
Yeah, goes with Soul Charge instead of maybe like a CE.
Go Iron Will. I think he's gonna go Iron Will here. Yeah. Okay, so he's got a 6B plus K lethal hit. The next hit he gets is a counter hit. And there it is. So it's not gonna be dead yet. Oh, the back tech is enough to get away from the stomp. Oh,
Nice.
man. Toothpaste screws this up. He's gotta be careful here. He can't be too reckless. He's got another bar, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
He's trying to force it. He's trying to force the mix. And it's just like too easy to spot. Yes, just play it solidly, Toothpaste.
Yep.
Just immediate Iron Will. I feel like that's not the way to go. Oh my god. Toothpaste, did you like go out of your way to lose this game?
He is alive.
Wait, who won? Okay.
Yeah, he lost. Oh my, I didn't know what was
Couldn't
happening
tell off
there.
with the trade. I don't know, man. I feel like Toothpaste got way too ambitious there. He was very intent on ending it with a flash. He was basically only going for lethal hits there, and yeah, it's a little bit easy to deal with that.
Yeah, I felt like everything he was doing up until he was just like wasting a soul charge on Iron Will was really good.
Yeah,
because he was winning the neutral game. He only had to get like one hit.
We also like ran up and then just immediately went into a stance so that he could get the stomp, and I just feel like that's honestly to a certain level like disrespectful to Pheromontress, because like it was just an unnecessary amount, like going for something that is an unnecessary amount of damage.
Nice duck, you know, just gets a BB though, so they got a lot more. Well, hey, sometimes...
He is really tough to deal with.
It's a move that has a huge hitbox, it's slow, so it retracts pretty well, and then it doesn't help that Zaz and sidestep is just horrible.
And it's unsafe, but it has such a level of pushback, it honestly might be difficult for Zaz to try and like, catch it.
It can be. It can be really difficult for characters to punish.
Oh man. Pheromontress is keeping calm and collected in a lot of these clutch situations. and it's allowing Toothpaste to effectively hang himself. Toothpaste is doing a lot of like reckless type playstyle to try and end the game quickly and weird Pheromontress out enough to where he'll just get something additional. But Pheromontress is keeping it calm and controlled.
Fishing for that reverse swing out again. You know, even if it doesn't work out like 99% of the time, the move's pretty safe to just kind of toss out in those situations where it doesn't really matter.
Okay, 90% sure he tried to go Taya into Taya, but he ends up getting a back turn anyway. I didn't know he was going to be waking up back turn. I guess very much just didn't know either.
Battle 3. Fight.
Lays that option super late, so Pheromontress stays stand blocking, just freezes up.
Wow, what a choice. Okay, again, Toothpaste, please don't go out of your way to like lose the round because you want to do something flashy. Oh, how is that not a lethal hit? I do not understand, but okay, this is going to give him a huge amount of damage. Toothpaste has a soul charge on the way though, so I really don't know who's the favorite here.
Yeah, if he can get one hit into a CE, that could be absolutely huge if you can get that.
Yeah, that's not minus 16.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I know he doesn't have any frame advantage if it's just one curse off of that, but yeah, it's not minus 16.
No, that was...
Battle 4. Let us fight.
I don't know why he did that.
I don't know, man. Well, maybe he just thought that Pheromontress was going to act like its plus. There are Zos players who do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well, oof. This could be a situation, and I hope it's not the case, but this could be a situation where that decision made might tilt Toothpaste.
I believe that you are correct, but honestly, I think that only gives Pheromontress the advantage in this upcoming game alone. So if Toothpaste wins this, then he'll feel okay. He won't feel as as irritated. But also, if he loses it, then we go into the Grand Finals reset. This is a reset point for Pheromontress. So at that point, I think all gloves come off, and we'll potentially see tighter gameplay from Toothpaste. I think he's still trying to end this flashy, still trying to end this in a way that gives him satisfaction, some sort of a clip-worthy type opportunity. I don't think he'll do that if and when the bracket gets reset.
Battle 2. Fight.
The first time we've seen 4-4-8 get blocked.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an awkward timing to block.
Plus it's safe. I think it's like minus 6.
Yep.
Oh man.
Nice.
The amount of times that Pheromontress has just been 100% correct on every option available to him has been kind of outstanding.
That was an interesting reset. He was like back turned and crouching, it looked like, afterwards. And he used one for that 4-6B
plus K, yeah. And he goes for the 4-6B probably to beat the inevitable back turn B plus K that Huang players always use when they're back turn. There are just 8 characters that are like that. They just like have a back turn B plus K that's so unreasonable that like there's just no way to get them to stop using the move because it's so broken.
Yeah, I wonder if that move also kept his step in that situation because your back turn, so your side step's not like immediate, right?
Za sidestep? I bet it does.
No, the Huang, right?
Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, probably does, to be honest.
There you go, gets the points that time.
Oh, full crouch 3K, not so much. Run for the guess. It was going to be tough either way.
On the board in this game. Needs this game to stay alive and keep it in the winner's bracket.
Ooh, we're doing the nitty, now just random full crouch 3Ks.
Oh, I'm
changing it up.
Wait, was that catching him out of a reversal ledge activation?
I think so. A lot of stuff. We got pretty deep minus here too, so even if and when Toothpaste wins this, which he might because he just stole the bar, it's going to be tough. It doesn't even look like Pheromontress is trying to win this round, though he still might. Oh, man. I thought he was just going for guard damage and like save strings for more guard damage, but then just like momentum kept rolling around for him. So correct me if I'm wrong. That is officially a Grand Finals reset.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Toothpaste looked really, really strong in that first game of Grand Finals, and then after that, it was just like Fair Muntress was just able to. What score? I don't know what you mean.
I do believe it's relatively easy to figure it out if Toothpaste were to look at the score of his character in the lobby. It says 1-3, so therefore you know that it's reset. But hey,
We've been doing this for what, 6 years?
I don't know, dude.
How long has this game been out?
To 2017.
5 years? 5 years.
Assuming he started right when the game came out.
I think he did.
Some of us have been playing Soul Calibur competitively for a little bit longer than that.
It's time. Sacrifice your soul to me.
Ah, okay.
Alright.
Not the zaniest pick, he does this sometimes. Now, if he wants to continue to be zany, then I think Nightmare's definitely the pick, because if you're right with Huang being zany, you get like a good amount of damage, right? If you're right with zany Nightmare, you just like win the game. You like win the whole game. Okay then.
So far, he is not being right with Zane Nightmare. He is being wrong every single time with Zane Nightmare.
Or like wrongy Nightmare. I don't even want to finish that. That was really bad.
Yep.
Sorry guys, it's late. I got tired. I don't know.
We can only be funny for so long. It's a resource.
Some might argue we were never funny in the first place. In which case, rude. Okay, what a tracking. He's got a curse on him. Yeah, he's just swinging. He's literally swinging for the fences right now.
Yeah, he does play Nightmare and used to main Nightmare.
Yeah.
But
maybe we'll see Hamar. Man, if Nightmare loses, what if Hamar comes out? That'd be
crazy.
Shout out to Jimmo though. Anyway.
Shout out to a guy not in this community.
Yeah, but a Hamar player, he's cool. Man, Pheromontress is kind of... So, like, I do think the Toothpaste is playing kind of zany right now, and it's getting him kind of screwed up, but, like, Pheromontress is also playing really well. He's keeping it so... as squeaky clean as humanly possible. Ducking everything that is possible to duck, just playing it totally controlled, not really taking any kind of risks, to be honest.
Nice ducking.
And look at that!
Friday, like, he's playing this matchup flawlessly. Like, he's even sidestepping the 6-6 KK, which is really difficult to do his ass, actually.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible stuff. Oh, stealing the bar, too. Nightmare's gonna not... Now Nightmare isn't gonna have bar for at least, like, a couple more seconds.
Yeah, he used to hit, like, one combo.
Yeah, he'll have more than a bar off of a combo now. I think he is not sidestepped enough yet. He's still gonna have to block it. Has a curse, has another bar if he wants to use it.
Nice, that's a good immediately. Nice. The horizontal there, gonna clean up the Grimstride A option as well.
Okay, does he get to use his bar?
No. Okay, he went for the.
Does he want to?
I mean,
okay.
I think he wanted to go for the Knight lower stance K because the A+B was like a guaranteed kill if he blocked it. So yeah, I think he thought too far ahead and thought Fairmuntress was going to just try and sidestep away from it.
By the way, this might be really silly, but I wonder if there was like a piece of counterplay there. So, Toothpaste had a lot of work to do, right? And one of the main things that he had to deal with was the fact that his guard gauge was blinking red.
Yep.
So is there a point where you can say, as Nightmare, within that situation, there is a very good chance that my opponent is about to CE me? What if I just block it and take the... Does it Guard Crush? Does ZACE actually create a Guard Crush? Or does it not actually crush?
I don't remember. It might.
Somebody in the chat, can somebody confirm to me what the situation is? Because I wonder if he could just like eat the Guard Crush and then like, okay, now I don't have to deal with the Guard Crush because I knew he was going to go for a read and I'm going to intentionally block it. But in any case, back to the Bamboo stage. We'll see if Toothpaste can kind of calm things down because they are wildly going out of his favor, but he still has time. This is one of the nice things about getting into Grand Finals as winners. Even with all this time, he still has a cushion. Like, he's technically only down 1.
Fair much has so much momentum, right? Even though this like it is technically just being down 1, he just beat him 4 games in a row.
Yeah. And again, it's just like Toothpaste is just like mashing a disadvantage like every single time, and it's getting him beat up.
Yep. It's kind of like the opposite of what we were saying before, where Fair Munchers was mashing into strings and mashing into stuff. Now it seems to be that Toothpaste is doing that.
Right, exactly. Alright, gets the auto GI. Is that 1 curse or 2? I think it's only 1.
It's like 1.
There's such a staunch difference between 1 and 2.
Yeah, the damage differential is incredible.
Okay, well, we're just throwing out 3 Bs and we're eating no damage at all apparently. Decide to spend bar, I would not. I think you just eat the round loss here. Maybe try to get some like guard damage going on. Which is exactly what he tried to do and it didn't work out. Wow! That recovers with lightning speed!
That was like instantaneous as soon as you just put both hands back
People
on.
say Amy is hard to whip punish, holy hell.
It was crazy. It could have been that he whiffed, maybe she wasn't close enough.
Yeah, maybe.
It may have been that.
It's still kind of insane, but yeah. Very much just trying to slow whatever he can down as much as he can. But now you're gonna have to eat all this guard damage if you try to pull this off. Yep, that's a lot. Into Iron Will.
He blocked 2 moves, took 50 damage, and is now losing the game.
And blinking yellow, yeah. Still has to deal with this Iron Will too. Still has to deal with it. Okay, there it goes. No, I'm sorry. It's only on block. Okay, yeah, calming it down even more. Those curses don't go away.
Nope.
Nice.
It was a punish. Yeah.
Finally, we've had enough instances where like we're able to get that kind of punish. Oh, but this soul charge, the soul charges have definitely. Oh, there you go.
He's dead.
Oh,
and this
yeah,
is really not great for Toothpaste right now. -7, so he's not going to lose the most health possible, but still a sizable chunk. It's like
he'll be at -5, which I think still is in the red. And I think that is a pretty... No, it's not. It's in the yellow. So, yeah. Still kind of a lot. It's also the fact that he doesn't have bar. Immediately puts himself at -6 on top of it, which means he does have a few lethal hits at his disposal. Wants to try and get that ring out. You can definitely tell that he's trying to get that ring out.
Yep.
I don't even see like why that would be necessary. You're up so much on life, you know?
Nice.
Oh, he thought it was counter hit. He got a fantastic punish.
Yep.
The 2-2-A.
Oh, right now for
I think I see what's about to happen. Soul Charge is going to win him today, isn't it? No, it's not. I lied. I thought he was just going to go with that Soul Charge string that Fairmunchos hasn't been respecting literally at all. It was a 6-6B KB, I think it is.
Something
but okay.
Alright, Fairmunchos on set point for this next game.
Yeah, Toothpaste needs to figure something out real quick.
It's going to be difficult because it seems like Fairmunchers learned from their winners final set. Did really well after that first game in grand finals, and has just been doing really good. Seems like Toothpaste is having a difficult time finding out this new strategy that Fairmunchers have been doing. Also, Fairmunchers has been getting those block punishes, which has been a lot better, and isn't getting his hit. It isn't getting hit as much when it comes to the string situations.
Yeah, it's really tough to try and figure out exactly what you need to do against Fairmunchos when he gets into one of these zones. At this point, he has so much momentum going for him that it's very similar to like in the Boom League when somebody was clearly going for an OCV. Like it's just so hard to knock somebody off that horse at that point. Nice duck. Okay. Kind of wish there was a better punish, but a good punish nonetheless.
Yep. All right.
I mean, it's still a wild attack, so I don't see the change that I feel like Toothpaste needs to pull this all the way back. I mean, if he just ends up being correct a whole bunch of times like that, that's great, but I don't necessarily know if I see the adaptation that's going to be necessary just yet.
I mean, if only fighting games were as simple as just guess right every time.
For some people, it certainly seems that way, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. One curse, but also yellow Gargate from Zos already.
Okay, has that curse up? Fairly even on life. Well, that's gonna totally negate that.
But still, with 2 curses, he could even this up with a particular kind of hit.
Yeah, if he gets a decent combo into a tech trap, this can be... Actually, well,
That's
now
3
he can die. Yeah.
Oh, did he just die? No, that's kind of like a bad hit.
Nice.
There's that kind of punish that I think he was going for before with that CE. It just wasn't minus 16, you know?
Okay. Not that one hit away from...
Oh, man. I'm willing to bet that that is really putting Toothpaste's mind on fire, because he definitely tried to bait out the CE the first time. He definitely tried to bait out the CE the second time, which is why he sidestepped and got hit by KK. And then he was like, fine, you're gonna mash, and you're just gonna use the CE? Fine, I'll do this. And now Pheromontous uses the CE, and gets a brilliant whip punish on top of it. How do you beat somebody who's in this kind of zone, dude?
It's hard. He's guessing right and getting so much damage.
Another curse on top of it. He's got the ring positioning, forces the bar, and just kind of hang back, except he won't. He'll just eat a bunch of damage. Again, you can't... If there's one way that I think Pheromontous loses this, is not respecting soul charge strings. He has mashed after that break attack every single time. You know what? Pheromontous like, totally, take it.
That's, not the worst thing in the world. You're no longer having to worry about that.
Yeah, it sucks that you got to 2 rounds before I did, but, like, I have this Gargate I have to worry about, just, I'll take it now instead of later.
Yep. Nice. Hey, nice block, nice punish.
This beats armor, right? Yeah.
Well, he's not dead, but, like, you know, he hit. Yeah, it's a break attack.
-5 already. That's not the lowest amount in the world. Oh, wow, what a hit.
Not dead, but alright,
now he is. No, he's not. Okay. So he's only at -3, and he's going to have close to 2 bars. He's going to have 2 bars. So, -9 Huang is super scary in this kind of mode. He's going to spend all of his talismans, like, immediately. Man, you might not even need -9 Huang, dude. You could just, like, get it off of soul charge stuff alone. To be honest. Oh, no.
This is gonna be bad. It's gonna hurt.
Big.
Oh,
but it's... Wow. Game working against him. Yeah, here we go.
Throw. Okay.
Don't have the time for 2-2B. Don't you dare mash again. Oh, thank God.
Oh,
try for a -14 on a -12.
no, that soul charge gone.
So close.
If he gets a curse, this could be absolutely horrendous. He drops the combo!
Oh, Pheromontous, you're doing that thing where you just lose in important situations, aren't you? Wow!
Oh my God,
what
exactly
a
what he's doing.
mix! What an immense mix! Cancel into stance, into cancel, into stance, into let's wait around for a little while, into stance cancel. Now there is a Hori there that would have hit him, so it's not like, you know, standing there and like ducking or whatever would have been like the craziest thing in the world, but I wonder, is that going to be enough? The one time that Pheromontous had to like end this tournament outright was kind of gone, but he does have a ring out stage now.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. He dropped like the easiest combo ever.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna kill, but it would have set up for a curse at the wall.
That was weird.
Yeah, I think he like tried to move, but it didn't say run counter, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, it was a vertical, so it wouldn't run counter sidestep.
Pheromontous really gonna lose this. That's crazy. To be playing so well and then like everything falls apart.
Yep.
Oh, you don't get anything off that clap setup?
Maybe he's
okay.
Okay.
I'll feel you. Battle 2. Fight.
Doing two-way. Shoutouts to Omega DR.
Lethal hit, doesn't get it. I think this is like the first time we've seen that move blocked.
Yeah.
Okay, soul charge.
Okay. Still has that curse on him though.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh.
There's that horizontal I was talking about before. Yeah, this is really tough stuff. It forces Sauce to come in, but okay, he gets like a huge amount of damage here. Doesn't fall for the tech trap, that's good.
But
okay then. Oh my god, Pheromontress! Just do a combo, dude!
He's doing the thing. Okay.
Okay, well, Two-Face gives him another opportunity. Man, oh man, how many times does somebody have to provide Pheromontress an opportunity to win a video game before he wins said video game? Most people only need one.
It's so weird. Where Pheromontress will be doing amazing, hitting all of his combos, and then it comes down to win, and then it's like, alright, oh, what if I just dropped everything?
Yeah. Oh man, it's tough stuff when you're an anti-clutch person. I know more than most people.
Do you? What's that like?
I mean, it sucks. it's a thing you have to deal with, but you know, that's the way it is. Two-Face now trying to play it like super conservatively. Yes, exactly for this reason and this reason alone. So he's going to be at positive 2 talismans.
This victory is for my homeland.
Battle your hope in shreds. Fight.
No meter to speak of, but he can definitely build it back. We haven't really seen a ring-out game really come into play almost at all in this match.
Nope. A hit. I wonder if he's gonna just try and go all out on curses and close out this game with this round. Oh well, looking like it.
He's gonna have to spend bar pretty soon here too.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, not dead yet because he doesn't have bar. Oh, I was wrong. That does a full CE's worth of damage. Gee whiz.
Yep, that's crazy. All right, just like that, we're on the last game of Grand Finals.
The very last game, man. It just feels.
Welcome to
it both feels at the same time 2 minutes ago and an eternity ago, where we thought nothing was going to stop Pheromontress.
It literally all happened off of a drop full crouch 3K into Palm.
Now he
like,
can't.
That was the moment. That was the turning point.
He can't complete any combos.
No.
He's not getting his ring out opportunities.
Yeah, isn't blocking things properly.
His dog ate his homework.
He literally stood there for 5 seconds straight, watched Two-Face dance, and then got hit.
Oil can fell on his pants, and now they're all dirty.
Dog barking across the street, car alarm going off. Like, it's just...
Wife left him. Wife never knew him. Got amnesia.
Took the kids, didn't take the kids.
Spy organization thinks he's the bad guy when in reality he's just being framed.
Yep. We're actually the bad guys, we just didn't realize it. What are we talking
about? Okay,
right,
there we go. I was about to say, like, I was going to continue that if Pheromontress got, like, sideswiped by the vertical.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so things are now looking up. Honestly, sometimes that's all it takes. They're trying to beat that back turn B plus K yet again, and it works out successfully yet again. Now, just because we saw one vertical GI totally flub does not mean Two-Face will not try it another 18 times. Wow.
Okay, you got counter hit. That's less egregious.
Oh, didn't get the wall. That's exactly what he had hoped and had figured was going to happen. It's in yellow light, but he does have a bar. Okay, now Two-Face does too. Not going for the curses, going for those AA. I assume it's max damage. So, does Pheromontress spend his bar as well? Does he keep it? Oh, he just dies instead. You didn't respect the string in Soul Charge again, Pheromontress.
That could be. That's like the biggest thing for him in this.
Definitely the biggest thing.
Right? It's like he just matches into these Soul Charge strings and gets clipped and loses games.
Over and over again. It's the Winter Finals too. So it's not even just this set, it's like this tournament in general, you know? It was what would bring him up against Valdo, Novo's Valdo as well.
Yep.
Now he could still win, that's an already saved move, and he's got this Gar Crush here. So what do you do with this?
A lot of damage.
Do you get a ring out? No.
I think it's just a lot. Well, actually, no. Okay.
He tried really hard. Oh man, those were 2 ring out opportunities that Two-Face just threw out there. The Wall Rising B, assuming that Pheromontress, like, you know, just stayed in the same situation that he was in, and then the vertical GI. So we'll see here. Well, he drops it to intentionally get that 3B reset, so I can understand that. Yes, spinning bar. Pheromontress, this is your time to shine. But of course, I don't want to say that out loud because that apparently affects things. For the love of God, stop mashing in that situation.
Okay, Soulshar's running out though. 4 lead players. 1 bar left. Fairmuncher just needs this round. He will take it.
He's trying to build up that guard damage, kind of like assuming he might actually lose. And I think that's it. It is not. Oh, and he gets the low. He's basically gone mid every other time there, and he's able to do it. He pulls off winning this tournament. Congrats to Fairmuntras.
Yeah, great stuff. Finally, we're all done here. Toothpaste, though, almost brought that back from what seemed like it was just going to be a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Right? But no, bring it back to that last game in Grand Finals. But Fairmuntras able to clutch it out and take it even after losing to Toothpaste in Winners Finals.
Thank you guys so much. I don't know if y'all wanna tell people to follow you somewhere or any final words from y'all.
Basically, I think people, the people who are still with us are all people who know Zubaz and I pretty well, as we do this kind of a lot. But twitch.tv/Sinbad, 2 B's in Sinbad. You can always follow me in my S rank runs on Twitch there, or JJJ _SE6 on Twitter.
Follow Jay on Twitch.
Thank you.
At twitch.tv/Sinbad. Is that what it is?
2 B's in Sinbad. Yeah.
2 B's in Sinbad. Yeah, follow him there. Don't follow me on Twitch. Don't do that. I don't do anything. Don't follow me on Twitter. Boom League just started. Check that out if you like Soul Calibur. There's going to be a lot of high-level players doing their thing. It's a community-run event, and it's going to be on for a while. A lot of teams, a lot of fun stuff. It's a good time. Check it out.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. We're gonna be doing this a little bit more often. I just have to you know, set things up because I have a bunch of Tekken tournaments, but I really want to do this at least like once or twice a month. So thank you guys very, very much. It was very fun for me. And thank you, Subas, and thank you, JJ. I appreciate you guys a bunch.
Yeah, thanks very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna send you guys to another Soul Calibur stream, so have fun and thank you again.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.